Grifters. Grifters are a problem, and today I want to talk about how destructive they are, and that most grifters have an agenda. Grifters ruin the world, and there are many types of grifters. And a lot of grifters, in my opinion, are being exposed right now because of everything that's going on in the world. So today I want to talk about grifters. Um, we'll talk about different types of grifters. For number one, Dr. Umar, you got the pro-black grifter. Number two, you got Princeella, the hate men grifter. Number three, you got Ashley Dalton, the hypergamous grifter. Number four, you got Just a Girl, the pick me grifter. Number five, you got Derek Jackson, the love black women panderer grifter. Number six, you got John Cannon, the red pill / coonery grifter. Number seven, you got Dane, the opportunistic grifter, whatever makes her money grifter. And, I want to talk about the fact that a lot of times black women specifically are preyed upon with a lot of these grifters because, black women are not being poured into or anything like that, publicly or, so black women are very susceptible to grifters. I know if I didn't talk about the first grifter, Dr. Umar spent his time talking about white tea people and snow bunnies and the black family and this, that, and the third, only to tell black people that they should be upset for Charlie Kirk's passing. I can't imagine how Dr. Umar has a place at all in the black community with black women supporting him, which is scary and crazy. If you think about Dr. Umar, he also said that how important the presence of a black father is in the home. However, this man is a deadbeat to his own children. So if that didn't, for the life of me, I just feel like in the black community, when it comes to grifting, you know, um, like grifters just are still accepted. And of course, I could say like black men accepted, but I really don't care about them. So I'm talking about black women. The fact that Dr. Umar said that if you donate $500 to him, that he will, and you come to where he's at, he will take you to dinner. And the large amount of black women that were willing to get this man $500 just to go to dinner with him because they feel like he's some type of pro-black messiah, which is really crazy. And, like I said, Dr. Umar telling black people that they were celebrating over Charlie Kirk's unaliving and they should be ashamed of themselves and dot 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 is really crazy to me. For you to talk about the black community and what the black community has to do and how the black community is going to get ahead, and you're talking about not what does he say, like sticking for the black community and all this stuff, that is not even on brand at all. You know what I'm saying? And to me personally, I don't understand how Dr. Umar had any type of respect in the black community after he built his whole brand on uplifting the black father, and then was exposed for being you know what I'm saying, exposed for being a deadbeat dad. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. But hold on, you guys, just give me 1 second. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, you guys. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about Dr. Umar, the pro-black grifter. I do think that I think that the fact that Dr. Umar is even able to have a place, specifically amongst black women, is a testimony to the fact that black women are very susceptible to grifting. So the idea, like I said earlier, that this man said that he's all about fighting against the white tea power structure and not taking things that white tea people to say are racist. The fact that he could tell black people for shame on you guys if you guys are celebrating his unaliving, which I never saw. And this is just me. I didn't see any black people celebrating Charlie Kirk losing his life. I saw black people saying they don't care. Saying that you don't care and that you're indifferent because this person was very violent to black people is not the same as celebrating their unaliving. But people always want to try to shame black people for not caring when literally nobody cares about us. It doesn't make any sense, like at all. Like people always want black people to show this type of people always want black people to show this type of humanity that is never reserved for us. People never give this type of humanity for us. And it's really crazy. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about number 2, Princeella, the hate men grifter. And I really wish that people will understand also that's a grift. Telling you that every single solitary man is bad, every man is this, every man is that, preying on, the fact of your disappointment and anger and bad experiences with men, only to try to turn that and weaponize that into an all access pass to your vagina. That should let you know that that's a grift right there. First of all, it's a grift because it's going to get women that are upset with men, which is understandable, but it's going to get them hyped up and it's going to get them to open their wallets. And also, as you sit there and tell them, hey, anything that you looking for in a man, you can look for inside of me. You can look inside of me. And then therefore, I will be inside of you. Um, so yes, Princeella there's so many different types of grifters, and I didn't even list all the grifters, but Princeella is another grifter, the hate man grifter. If you hate men, if you think that every man is bad, if you whatever, I don't even care what you believe about that. I'm not here to defend men, but I am here to tell you that what she's doing is a grift. Indeed, it's a grift, and also it's a grift meant to allow access into your vagina on her behalf. She is a lustful, lunatic lesbian. It has nothing to do with her orientation. It's just a description. She is crazy. Number 3, Ashley Dalton is a hypergamous grifter. She tells black women, hey, man, you can get a rich man. You can get a rich man. You. All you have to do is go to the gym and work out and get your weave done and get your nails done and get your toes done and wear a nice little form-fitting classy dress, and you're going to get that rich white tea man of your dreams. Lies, lies, lies. The majority of people aren't even millionaires. The majority of people aren't even thousandaires in the United States of America. If I'm not mistaken, it is like 3% of Americans are millionaires and above. So let me go so that I can give y'all the correct statistic on that. The stats are very low. The very, very extremely low for that. So once again, if you have a black woman telling you, or a woman in general telling you that all you gotta do, you just gotta go to the gym, you just gotta go get your hair done, and you just gotta, make sure that you focus everything that you want to present yourself around about if a man likes it, that's gonna get you a millionaire. That is a grift. Once again, a grift. 4, just a girl. That's a pick-me grifter. Pick-me grifters are the ones that tell you, hey, if you're married, that's the only worth that you have. You can only have worth as a black woman if you are married. Also, all you got to do is take care of your man and get on your hands and knees and cater to him and treat him like a prince while he treats you like a pauper. That's all you have to do, sister. That's all you have to do. Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. I have all the keys to success. Oftentimes, if you notice with the pick-me grifters, they will tell you, hey, girl, I got a man. You ain't got no man. What? You could never get a man like mine. You could never have a husband like mine. Do you know that? And then you go and you find out what their husbands look like, and you're wondering, what in the world? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who? Then you find out that that's what their husband looked like, and now you're flabbergasted because they sold you a dream that they had all of these tools and success to get you this man so that you can be picked, and you find out that they picked a man out of the rubbish, out of the garbage dump. That's what you find out, that they got their husband out of the garbage dump. So why are they looking down on you for being single? Once again, that is a grift. Number 5, you got Derek Jackson, the love black women. I'm trying to help black women. It's also not just him, Derek Jackson, Controversial Shannon. It's a whole bunch of them. The love black women grifter. You will find out as you keep listening to their content that they do not indeed love black women in the way that they say. Somebody like Derek Jackson being exposed for cheating on his black wife, doing her super dirty. So that should let you know that no, he's not a love black woman person. Then you have somebody like Controversial Shannon who says, I'm here to protect the black woman, protect the black queen, protect. That's what I do here. Then you got black women on his doggone lives saying, hey, you hurt my feelings. And he calling them the B word and saying he don't care. So once again, pretending to like black women, pretending to love black women is also a grift. Grift. We can go now to number 6, the red pill / coonery grifter. You will have black men that will come out and they always got all of these things to say about black people. Black people this, black people that, black women do this, black women do that, black women do this. Let's talk about it, red pill. And then you find out that they have a children of the chalk for a wife. They have a palm-colored princess. And you're like, excuse me, why are you focusing on black women when you lay up with a white tea woman all day? You're married to a white tea woman. You don't know nothing about black women. You don't have anything to do with black women. You're not in a romantic relationship with black women. So why are you talking about how black women behave in romantic relationships when you're not with one? Boom. Then you have those same men like that. They also always will show you coonery. Always. Just like John Cannon right now talking about, oh, well, I didn't know too much about what Charlie Kirk said, but I'm crying for the white tee man. I can't believe that white tee man was unalive. You shame on you all for not crying and weeping in the streets. So once again, that's 6. That is the red pill coonery grift. Lastly, 7. And once again, there are plenty of other grifters. I'm just giving you like categories of grifters. Grifters number 7, Dane. She is an opportunistic grifter. She goes where she feels like the clout is going to go. Whatever she feels like is going to go to the right way, and whatever she feel like going to get her the most views, the most clicks, the most male acceptance, that is where Dane is going. Because at first, Dane content was not nearly as coonish, not nearly as pick-me-ish as it is now, but now it is because she is an opportunistic grifter. If she think it's going to possibly get a man to pay attention to her and get her from out of that bed that she be in, taking videos in front of her headboard all day long, she going to try to do it. Okay? That's what she going to try to do. If she can find some type of way to get a man to rescue her so that she don't have to keep making videos in front of her headboard, that's what she's going to do. You know, if she's been on the wrong side of things when it comes to black women and black women being harmed time and time again. And now she's talking about the God I serve would tell me to be sorry for a violent racist. The lies you tell. So once again, Dane is an opportunistic grifter. So all of these different types of people are grifters. I need y'all to know that. They prey on your emotions and your sensibility. And you can always tell a grifter because, and I'll tell you why, is because you will always find out that they do not stand on business or what they say. You will always find out because you will say, wait a minute, that's a complete contradiction in what you've been saying. That's complete hypocrisy. You will always find out because the person that say what they say, they don't stand on business. It's like, it's so many women that I see that talk to me in my chat and they say, "Oh, I hate men. I hate men. Men ain't no good. I would never give a man none of my time. I'm being single forever for the rest of my life, girl. I don't play these games with these men." Next thing you know, I'm online and I see these girls in men's lives begging, begging, begging for a crumb of attention. Some of the women have been exposed for sleeping with men that you should know you shouldn't sleep with. Men that have been on record calling black women B words, Lutz, 304s, all of that. So my thing is, you'll always be able to find out. And I will tell you, like I said, it's been so many, so many black women that I've seen do that I would probably be the most hated on TikTok if I sat there. And I always keep receipts. I just want y'all to know I always keep receipts. Even when it's somebody that I probably not never gonna make a video on. If I see them doing some hypocrite stuff or hypocritical things, I record it, screenshot it, take all the messages. But normally what I do is I have it in a file. I put possible exposed video. I got it a folder in my phone. That's what it's under. All my receipts. And so many receipts I got on people, but I just be like, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing about it unless they do something to me. But other than that, I'll leave it alone. But anywho, that's what the topic of today is about. It's about grifting, 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 grifting. And the reason why I wanted to make this live today about grifting is because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. It's ridiculous. And I'm also mostly tired of black women feeding into it. It's ridiculous. Let me read the chat, y'all. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, I'll start right here. Miss Chrissy baby, you said, "Girl, I fell out when I saw Umar's recent post. Like, this is desperation." Miss Chrissy baby, I'm gonna tell you right now. When Dr. Umar first came out, like when he first started blowing up, I was on my pro-black type of time. And I was like, oh, wow, Dr. Umar, he be saying a lot of things that be true. I said, I agree with him. Then as he started saying more and more things, I realized that man was full of it. I remember he had shared something in support of Tory Lanez. He had shared something in support of Chris Brown and a whole bunch of other men, black men that had did things that were wrong. And that's when I knew, like, okay, this man, he's a piece of shit. But that was like years ago though, y'all. Let's see here. Somebody in the comments, Westside Bonnie says a lot of people go talk about black women. They do. Miss Chrissy baby, you said he has a whitey wife. I'm assuming you're talking about John Cannon. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Mrs. OG, you said not the bed catching the straight. Let me see here. The Billy Carter says what they all got in common. I don't know. I mean, I hope you're not gonna say because they black, because it's plenty of white grifters too. It's just that I don't care about white tea people, so I very rarely talk about them, like unless it is applying to black people in some way. I could care less about them, but it's plenty of them as well. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Let's see here. Sovereign woman, you said you got called a grifter before. Really, sovereign woman? Who called you a grifter? And why? Let's see here. Miss Chrissy, baby, you said not sleeping with TikTok people. Yes. Man, I'm not even about to be messy. And I'm talking about sleeping with TikTok people that you personally, because you and I talk sometimes, Miss Chrissy, baby, in the DMs, I'm talking about will find disgusting. Like that you would be like, ugh, no, yeah, disgusting. Like, I mean like that, like really gross. Yeah, so anyway, you guys, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, how you doing, Coach T? Yes, and absolutely. That it's men and women that are grifters, of course. And like I said, white tea men, whitey women, black women, black men. Like, you know what? I remember seeing this Hispanic guy. I don't know if y'all ever saw him on TikTok. I think he still be on here. He always talks about how much he loved black women, how black women are the best women to date, how he prefers his women to be black women. And it's always so many black women in his lives bigging him up. But the man is like almost, he looks like he might be in his early 40s. So it's like, if you love black women so much and you dating all these black women or whatever the case may be, it's like, why you don't have a wife yet? Or are you just saying all of this stuff to use black women up? Because if you love black women so much, why you ain't found one yet? He talking about some, since I was a kid, I was dating black women. Really? So where your wife at then? Like, you know what I'm saying? I really wish that women would really think about things like that, because a man has a very high chance, a percentage of finding a black woman that he can meet, that he can be, compatible with, because there are a lot of eligible black women out there. They just don't have the same eligibility in partners. So if you are in your 40s and you telling me that all you date is black women and black women are such queens and the best, and you don't have a wife, and I keep in mind, I'm only using this to apply to men, not women, because women's options are different and they're slim. But if you don't have a black wife, yeah, you a liar. You are a grifter. Period. I forgot that Hispanic dude name, but I know I blocked him the minute he started talking all that stuff. Because anyway, let me just get started. Let me let people speak now. Go ahead, Miss Gabrielle. Hey, good morning, sister.
Yeah, good morning. So I definitely have thoughts on this, like basically grifter epidemic, and it might be a little bit controversial, but I think that all of these, I mean, obviously all 7 of these people are grifters and shouldn't be taken seriously, but I think that the fact that they have an audience is really, indicative of like rising anti-intellectualism in the United States. Like I'm sure there are other people in other countries who like follow these people, but I'm just going to assume for the sake of the argument that the majority of all 7 of these people have like audiences in the United States. I think the fact that these people are able to grift so successfully, you know what I mean, and get like, I don't know, thousands, hundreds of thousands, however many people they have listening to them, to the point where it's like impacting people's lives. I think it is indicative of the fact that like a lot of people in the United States objectively are not that bright. And I know how that sounds, but it's like, and this is just my opinion, but like I don't understand like listening to people like this and like thinking that they should be taken seriously. Like I'll use Princeella as an example. Like, yeah, she's very much is like on the like she's very much like a hate men grifter, but then like you said yesterday, she was also defending Charlie Kirk. And I watched one of your YouTube videos about her, and I saw that clip where like first she was blaming men, but then she was saying, oh, women are stupid, women are this, women are that. And it's like, to me, in my opinion, if you are an adult and you're like your brain is fully developed, you're like 25 and up, and you're listening to these people and taking them seriously, I do have to question that person's intelligence, because it's like, how can you not realize that when it comes to these issues, like, I mean, that these people are not serious, like they're not using any kind of nuance on their speaking in absolutes, like I really just think, like, in my opinion, collectively speaking, if the United States populace was more intelligent, if people read books more, if like the literacy rate, the national literacy rate wasn't at like 79% when most other countries are like at 99%, then there wouldn't even be these grifters. Because at the end of the day, these people exist because they have an audience. I mean, this is not me letting them off the hook. I promise I'm not defending them. I'm just speaking out from my perspective. Like if there wasn't like a market for these people, they wouldn't be there. Like they wouldn't be able to like constantly come online and spend hours and hours and get clicks and streams and money and views. And like, unfortunately, like I feel like the only real solution to like getting rid of these people is to like make the United States populace smarter collectively, which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, and I promise I'm going to wrap up. Like, just like there is a stat, it shows that 54% of adults in the United States do not read above a 6th grade level. And then we know that literacy rates and intelligence levels are interconnected. And so I mean, when you take that in mind, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't shock me that you have a lot of people who are dim-witted enough to like follow these seven people and take life advice from them and make these major decisions and hand them money. But I know how that sounds, and that might sound controversial, but I that really is just how I feel about it. But I will land there for now.
All right. I got you. No, I don't think that what you said is controversial, Gabrielle. I really don't. I do think that the majority of people are stupid and uneducated, and I think that it's because they don't take the time to do so. To even educate themselves. It's just simply how, like, even when it comes to like researching, like, people don't even research or look up anything. Like, you could tell somebody something and they won't even take the 2 seconds that it takes to like just use their phone to verify it. But I do think that there's another layer to it, though, is that it's not just their intelligence level, because a lot of grifters prey on people's emotions and their negative feelings. So like that's what like somebody like Princeella will do. So like, she knows that women are upset, that women's feelings are hurt, that women have, anger towards men in the way that they may have personally been treated in their lives. And then she chooses to amplify that hatred by, giving these women a complete, like, way to relieve their frustration by always, when they go to her space, they can say all men are this, all men are that, all men are this, all men are that. And once again, I don't care about protecting the image of men or anything of that nature, but I will say that when you curate a space for no logic, no rationale, just pure hate, then that will speak to people that are emotionally damaged. Or when you talk about people that are desperate of love, like desperate for love, desperate of validation, or desperate for some type of dream man that they think that they'll have. I think the perfect example of that is Derek Jackson. So many black women seeing him, thinking he's attractive. So, and then hearing him say things that they really hope the man would say, as opposed to critically questioning that, like, hey, this dude probably don't believe nothing that he's talking about, because why is he choosing to focus his content on women and all of that? But once again, he's able to prey on the emotions of women. He's able to go and post, pictures of himself picking up all the groceries with his arms, so that all of the women can say, oh, look at him, he's got strength, his arms or whatever. And then he can prey on those women's emotions and feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or even, like I said earlier, the Ashley Dalton, the hypergamous grifter. She can prey on black women's hope and fantasy that they will one day have this rich Prince Charming that takes care of them, and all they have to do is just sit at home and eat, you know what I'm saying, bonbons, and the man is going to cater to them like she's an absolute princess. Like, I think that's what it is. But Gabrielle, you said you had something to say. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, so like I definitely think what you're saying makes sense. I guess my only follow-up question would be, so like even if like the grifters like Princeella and Derek Jackson and whatnot, like even if they do use the emotional aspect as like, like kind of like the real to pull people in, like when these grifters like make contradictions, or like let's say like you're listening to someone for Princeella for like, I don't know, like 3 months or something, but then you notice that like she takes a turn and starts saying something that's like completely out of pocket, or she contradicts herself, like defending Charlie Kirk. I guess my question is, why are people not, I guess disengaging from these like grifters once they do inevitably show that they're not being consistent? Because it's like, I like me personally, I can be, like angry about something, and but if I hear that the person who's like talking, like even if they're talking, saying things that like I agree with, if they start saying something that's like way out of left field, like I'm gonna be like, okay, wait a minute, like this might not be, the person for me to really be like giving energy to or paying attention to. So why don't they just, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yes, I
just,
do. I know exactly what you mean. I think that what happens is that they are so emotionally tied to that person at that point that they can no longer disconnect from it, and they cannot look at it rationally. They're going to continue to make excuses. It's the same way, like if a woman gets with a man that is treating her horribly, and she starts rationalizing how he don't really mean it like that, but he really do love her, da 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 da. I think that's what happens, because the fact that I saw so many black women in Princeella's live when she was talking about Charlie Kirk and when she was calling black women's B words and 304s and stuff. I was flabbergasted when she was saying that, oh no, it's you black women that's the problem, y'all, this, that, and the third. And black women was just in there listening. I knew at that point that it was like, that was problem. That was a major problem. But once again, I do think, like I said, anybody that speaks to the brokenness that black women have is going to get a massive platform, especially if they get it and don't require anything out of black women except to live in that um anger or hatred, or even like I said with Ashley Dalton, a woman that's just selling you a fantasy. Like, it's a male-centered fantasy of that. Because everything that she's telling you is telling you how to be more appealing to a man, how to get a man to do this, that, and the third, that a man. That's all it's focused on. And you got goofy goober women that get up there and have this women judge them, judge their looks, judge their body, judge their hair, tell them what they should do, this do. And it doesn't even make any rational sense because Ashley Dalton doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have a husband. So why are you listening to this lady about anything at all? Like, I question people's discernment because you can look at her and see that she's a scammer. Like, you can just see the way she talks. Like, oh, you can't go outside without a full face of makeup on. It's how you present yourself to who? Life is short. You could be here today and be in the dirt tomorrow. And that's what you choose to focus on. Goofy behavior. Like, I just can't. I can't. It's so male-centered. It's so stupid. It's so ignorant to see her little stuck up snooty face. Like, any black women that are attracted to that type of thing is just like, are you okay mentally? Like, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't even say that. Never mind. I'm going too far. Like I said, I just find it to be weird. And honestly, women that consume that type of content, I just feel like, yeah, okay. I know we wouldn't vibe in real life because what the is you doing, man? Like, for real, that's the type of woman you really want to listen to? Like, you really think that's okay? Somebody that can't even be in a house with a natural face. They gotta have eyelashes all over their face and a whole boatload of makeup and weave all the way down to their butt crack. Like, and this is coming from a person that if I'm going on a date night or it's for my birthday or I'm doing something, I will put it on for real, for real. But just having to do that every time speaks of a gross insecurity, and there's a problem, bro. Period. Like, it's a problem, and that is just encouraging other women to feel like they have to do that. Like, for real. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna have a black woman come up on my platform and turn her camera on and I'm gonna judge her body and say, oh yeah, you too fat. You need to lose weight. Oh yeah, you need to pick them titties up. Oh, you need to like, what? Like, we got too much going on in the world for me to be sitting there focused on something like that and to put black women get put down far too much for me to ever, under the guise of helping you, say some shit like that. We can talk about changing your internal, but changing your external, okay. And then my thing is, when it comes to things like that, is that why are some of the most beautiful women dogged out and disrespected and single and alone and by themselves, or they don't have a husband? If beauty was all that it take, if your outer was everything that it took to secure such and such, but like I said, I mean, I'm sorry if I offended anybody by that. I don't take it personally. I'm just saying these are just my thoughts on how I feel. And it's the same way when I see black women that are alone, that don't have a partner, that be in people like Just a Girl's Live. You know what I'm saying? That be in there. I While she sits there and talks about women that are single and makes it seem as if you're a single woman, you're worthless and you don't have any worth. And okay, hold on. Veronica, you said, what's the hate me and grifter? Because I'm a misandrist, LOL. The hate me and grifter is a woman that will prey on the fact that you are upset at men. And they will use that to have access to your funds and also have access to your vagina. They will tell you, hey, you know what? Every last single solitary man is bad, but every single solitary woman, or at least me, I'm perfection. I don't do anything. There's nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? And usually when that type of thing goes on, It's to keep you in an irrational, illogical headspace because you cannot speak in absolutes. There are billions of people on this earth. You get what I'm saying? But she's also part of the coonery grift. Princeella is also moved to also coonery. So she's also engaged in the coonery grift. But once again, I can't fathom that she has any black female. That's the right way, right? Black female supporters. Because I don't know if it's a black woman supporters, black girl supporters. Y'all get what I'm saying? Because I know, you're not supposed to use females to describe women for the most part. But sometimes I feel like that doesn't that sound better? Black female. Um, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that yeah, there's grifters and we have a serious problem. Dane is an opportunistic grifter. Zora, she is a grifter that goes with whatever she feels like is the popular opinion. Whatever the popular opinion is gonna get her the most clicks and views, that's what she's going with. Also, she's an opportunistic grifter because she's grifting in the hopes that she will get an opportunity to get a man, that she will have the opportunity to be picked so that she doesn't have to make those videos in front of her headboard. That's the reason why you see her in lives with people like Moses or people like Cartel Samuels. You see her with over there, what's the dude's name? Beanard, begging this man, essentially trying to hint at finding out if this man thinks she's cute or not, which was so embarrassing. That is an opportunistic grifter. That's a woman that only made a grift because, for some money and also to hope that maybe one day a man will see the value in her miserable behind. Because make no mistake about it, that is one miserable heifer. And I am being uncharacteristically, candid today because I'm just tired of it. I normally don't even speak like this, y'all, and I really do apologize if it's too much. If it's too much for y'all, could y'all please let me know? Because I'll stop. I'll even switch the topic. I could talk about something else that's more, what we normally talk about. We don't have to talk about this. You know what? I see a man in here that says real hair, please. You know what? I don't know if you're still in here, real hair, please. I hopefully that sorry, hopefully you're still in here, real hair, please. Um, I'm gonna tell you what, I seen that man, real hair, please, talking about black women. And I go and the man that just popped up on my thing that said he clicked in here. So, of course, he's a black man talking about real hair, please, which they always say that to black women as if black women don't have hair on their heads. I'm going to tell you, I seen a video of this man working out at the gym with no shoes on. Just dusty behavior. And he talk about, and his hairline is jacked up. Like, I can't even imagine how nasty and dirty and trifling you have to be to work out at the public gym with no shoes on and no socks on either. No shoes, no socks. A black man. So you already know that is an unruly black man because his black mama told him, "Hey, son, make sure you don't be out there on them sidewalks and all that place with no shoes on and no socks on." I still find it difficult to go out in my front yard and put my feet in the grass because I just am so, weird about like not having shoes and socks on. But anyways, yeah. But what why do y'all let me tell y'all something. Why in the world did I have my mic muted? I'm sorry about that, y'all. What's the last thing that y'all heard me say? Cause I literally had my mic muted and I was just talking. Just talking. Where did I leave off at? I can't even believe this. I'm so mad. Um, I don't know where I left off at, but let me just say that the reason why I kept asking you no shoes, okay. The reason why I kept asking you guys if I was offending anybody because I don't want any black women to feel like I'm personally attacking them because I respect everybody's viewpoint to do, whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that it's a couple things that make me feel a little strange that I may feel maybe a little bit more judgmental than usual is like when it comes to like Princeella because I can't believe how she manipulated black women to feel like all men are, and I'm not trying to defend men, okay? Because I do believe the majority of men are not good and are bad. However, I do think that it's very weird that she managed to convince women, and more specifically black women, that men were so bad as she was trying to be the best man that she could be. Y'all know that song with Case and like I think it's Tyrese and like Genuine and RL. Be the best man I can be. I can be. Y'all know those songs. Anyway, let me stop. The fact that she's presenting like a man, men's clothing, man's hairstyle, man's everything. You're talking about you're trying to have intercourse with the ladies that's following you. You doing back when she used to do them late night lives where she would be out there sucking on them peaches and licking on them fruits and playing all them freaky songs, you know what I'm saying? And opening up her robe and playing with her boobs. Like I don't understand how black women didn't understand that she was exactly trying to be like the men that she was putting down. But yet and still, black women still support her. It's real crazy. Like, it's real crazy. And that's why I say, like, if you really, it's so crazy because I know the game. I know exactly what it takes to blow up on TikTok and other social media. And a lot of people that blow up know too. And that's why they blow up. But I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Do I want to make $20,000 a month? Absolutely. Ching ching. But I just can't do it, man. Like, honestly, I can't make myself lie to y'all. I can't make myself lie to y'all to do it. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, good morning, Miss Supervillain. Good to see you. Okay, I think Gabrielle wanted to speak. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah. I just want to add to, I really don't think anything you're saying is controversial, like, or offensive. Like, I don't understand why anyone else would think that. I mean, I really do think it needs to be said because, like I was saying earlier, the fact that, I mean, so many of these people, these like grifters across like different topics and social issues are even able to have a platform. I mean, it is, concerning and does speak to larger issues. So, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what you're saying. And I think this topic is great. And I mean, I mentioned this earlier, but I just don't, and this is just me, but I just don't personally understand why. Like, I get like the emotional aspect, and like I get like, oh, like if someone says something that you
Oh,
agree
I'm
with, like
sorry,
something,
Gabrielle. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Gabrielle. Just 1 second, sis. I just wanted to
okay.
respond to this person in the comments. Am I wrong to assume says the destructive white tea man ruins our being and you mad at black people for getting coins? All your opinion. I feel like right there is such a problematic statement because what are you talking about? Just because the white tea man is destructive, I'm not going to deny that part. Does that mean that you let black people destroy you as well? Are you mentally well? And why would you want black people to get coins off of misleading and misdirecting other black people just because they're black? That doesn't make any type of sense. Like, what are you talking about? And that's exactly what I mean. It's like, two things can exist at the same time. Yeah, we know that white tea people be playing, but black people also be playing. What are you talking about? But go ahead, Gabrielle. I'm sorry. I just had to address that.
No, it's fine. I actually think that comment speaks to the point because that comment to me from that am I wrong person, that really does read like a deflection. Like, when it comes to these grifters, I just wonder, like, for all the people who are following them, it's like, where is the limit? Like, even if this person drew you in and, like, they said some stuff that, you know, aligned with your worldview or whatever the case may be, I mean, they're, like, in the world, like, just about, there's gonna be somebody in the world, no matter how terrible they are, where you probably are going to agree with them on at least one thing or one opinion, but that doesn't mean that they're worth listening to or like giving like money to. And like I know, I think, did you say it was Princeella who, like, or was it someone else who said like she was having women like turn on their video cameras and like I like rate them, or was
That was
that
Ashley Dalton.
oh, Ashley Dalton? It's like, even if you like, even if someone like likes Ashley Dalton, it's like, why would they do that? Like what is the point of like turning on your camera and letting another woman rate you? Like, I mean, I guess my only question is like, where is the line? Because they're like, what is the point where like, not you host obviously, but I'm just speaking you colloquially, where is the limit where you'd say, okay, this person said some things I agree with, but you know, the rest of the stuff that they're spewing is not adding up. Because you said even yesterday that like Princeella was defending Charlie Kirk, and it's like, if she really believes that all men are bad, then like that would extend to Charlie Kirk. Like, why is he the exception? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not, I'm not understanding like why these people have such strong support, but it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't either. It's things that I be wondering myself too, sis. I just think people need something to believe in right now. It's a crazy world that we live in. A lot of things happen with no rhyme or reason. People out here wilding, people out here doing things to others. And so there are, I would say that because of that, people are looking for somebody to believe in. And I just can't imagine. And oh, you know what? And another thing, looking for somebody to believe in, one part of it, but also because of a lot of things happen in this world. People have trauma. Men be playing in people's faces. Women be playing in people's faces. So when you have people that know how to speak to your anger and your pain, they can solidify a place in your life. Oh, y'all said it's skipping? Hold on. Let me see who's in here. Let's see here. Do I see anybody else? But see, sometimes when I talk about women too, they could be like reporting me. So it might not just be men this time. But if you guys could tap the screen, that would probably help me out. If y'all let me know if it's still skipping. But I think, I think one of the things that made me even make this live today was the Dr. Umar. Just because Dr. Umar building his whole brand on black power and black empowerment and black this and black that and black fathers, for him to turn around and all the things that he has said about white people, to turn around and tell black people that um don't celebrate, if this man is gone, and shame on y'all for doing this, that, and the third. That's what blew me. That actually literally blew my mind. Because, sir, I know you did not spend, but you know what? Let me say this, and I'll let Gabrielle speak. I think that Dr. Umar got paid for that. I think that somebody cash apped Dr. Umar, and I'm talking about like a governmental person, and told him, tell the black community that. Because there's just no other logical reason for him to have did that. Like, there's literally no reason for him to have done that other than getting paid. Like by somebody that said, hey man, look, a lot of the white people are going crazy because black people are doing such and such. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I like Coach T said he's trying to shift his grip, but I don't even understand how Dr. Umar could do it, because he's been so, like, how some people, they kind of stick in the middle. So they might be able to flip flop either way. He has been so aggressively, against the white power structures, against white this, that, and the third. So it's like, I don't know how, talking about snow bunnies, talking about never touching a white woman, talking about this, that. I don't know how the man could go and switch it up. But I do know that he is a horrible individual and a hypocrite. You know what, Coach D? He low-key been doing this for a while. You know, when Tory Lanez got hit with all of the stuff that he was doing to make the stallion, this man posted on his Instagram. He said, hey, Tory Lanez is a sacrifice, a music sacrifice for Rock Nation, insinuating that nothing happened to Megan Thee Stallion. He did that way, way, way back when Tory Lanez first pew-pewed Meg. So he been low key. He been low key doing that. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, I mean, I what you were saying about the Dr. Umar thing, I definitely have a theory on that. I think the reason why he was on his stream or live or however he was doing it, like telling people, "Oh, don't mourn Charlie Kirk dying," is because of the misogyny factor, and like that's actually not shocking. Like a lot of these like male influencers, especially red pillars or red pill adjacent types or like grifting types, like they may claim to be quote unquote for the community, but they are very much male first. Like they are very much into misogyny to the extent where they will side with basically virtually any other man if they think that doing so will help them further subjugate women. I mean, it's like Myron Gaines. Like Myron Gaines was like, hanging out with Nick Fuentes and throwing up like Yahtzee salutes. And then I read online that he tried to go into this like group of like actual Nazis or like join them online. They like laughed in his face and told him that he would never be accepted. Like to me, that's very similar to like what you were saying about Dr. Umar. Like I wish that more people realize that these male grifters, they are very much into misogyny, regardless of how much they claim to like want to better the community. They do not care. They want to subjugate women. If you listen to them closely enough and long enough, like their misogyny will always seep through. I mean, and maybe I've just been online too much because I am admittedly a chronically online person. I'm constantly doing something on my phone or my computer, but like I just see this stuff so much, and like I don't even follow Dr. Umar. But when you were telling me that he was, or when you were mentioning in live that he was like defending Charlie Kirk, it unfortunately does not shock me. But that's just my theory on it.
And I definitely believe that Dr. Umar has some type of agenda. The only thing about it is that he wasn't just talking to black women, he was talking to black men too. So I feel like he was actually, in my opinion, doing that. He was like bending the knee to white tea supremacy when his whole brand is built on not doing that, or telling black people how they're not supposed to do that, how they're supposed to do this, that, and the third. And you know what? Directed by Ray is yes, he's so right. He says, I don't know why everybody's surprised the man defended Cosby, Kelly, and Diddy. And he's right. I seen all of that. I never followed him, but wait a minute. Let me take that back. Back when I was on my pro-black thing years and years and years ago, I did follow Dr. Umar at first. But when he did show those type of things, I did unfollow him. But that, like I said, that was years and years and years ago. But you're right. Like when he did the Tory Lanez thing, like I said, y'all, he did something in support of Chris Brown. He did something in support of a whole lot of black men. When he was doing the stuff about Diddy, I seen all of that, but I wasn't even following him then when he had did those things. But yeah, he definitely is a person that puts I would say, if I had to say what, he definitely is putting black men above everything. That he thinks that black men can do whatever they want. Because he was the same one talking about how black women are not going to be able to get a black man that has some money or has a job or has anything. And so he was like, yeah, so black women, y'all got to settle for a black man that basically doesn't have any money. And because black women be educated and stuff, you're going to have to be willing to pour into a black man to have that black king by your side. You're going to have to pay the bills for a while. You're going to have to, take care of the bills and take care of the car note and pay for that. Like, it is just like, why would you say that? What is wrong with you? Like, you are trying to tell black women that they need to You know what I'm saying? That they need to like lower their standards. Like get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I just yuck. But anyway, as I was saying, and I also wanted to talk about, I didn't talk about this. It's another grifter that I want to talk about as well. Oh, yeah. And super villain finding out that he was a deadbeat. That blew my mind. For real. That blew my mind. Truthfully. The fact that that man always talked about fatherhood and parenting and all of that, and how important and integral the black community, the father was to the black community, the black father, and find out this man is a deadbeat to his kids. I was flabbergasted. I was like, this man literally don't mean nothing that he said. Nothing. I really want to know who's reporting. I really do. Because I really feel like, why can't you just leave if you don't like what's being said? It's really pissing me off. But the only way to combat that, you guys, is to really tap the screen. There's just really no way to get around it, to be honest. Hey, Kamisha. Let's see here. Nas says Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is a pimp, an admitted pimp. So I don't even understand why anybody would listen to anything that he had to say. He got so much to say about white people as well, and his wife is biracial. How in the world are you going to talk so much about white people and you have a half colonizer at your house? That's very weird to me. It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Let me go over here to Zora. Go ahead, Zora. If you have something to say.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, boo. Hey, everybody. Hey, Gabrielle. Chat. Um, you know what I wanted to say, that I think part of it is that people don't deal with, particularly BOK women, with the people as if they're in their face or if they're in a personal relationship with them. I think that's part of it. Like, Umar couldn't be talking to me crazy like that, telling me that I owe BOK men money. If he, do you get what I'm saying? People, it's like there's a distance that they have with these people that's not like appropriate. Like it's like they don't hear, you don't hear Princeella calling you a bitch. Like you don't hear it because you're not in a 101. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's what it's given. Because if they were in a 101 relationship with some of these people, some of this I don't even think could go on. But the other part of that is that the culture is that these people are regular people. If you get what I'm saying, like Dr. Umar is Marcus Garvey, to be honest. Like, and so BOK people and BOK women specifically have been taught to, like, I think collectively, I used to say collectively we're in a DV relationship with BOK men specifically, but just the community as well. And then the shape of the community is not to name harm, not to have to change your behavior, not to like, I think that's a big part of it too. I just wanted to say that part about the weirdness that all these people, because even a person who came in here was just like, well, I follow Ashley Dalton. It's like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like a wow, like we are used to such a high level of trauma to an extent that like it's almost, I don't even know what the level has to be for people to be like, well, this is harmful to everybody.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know. When I talk about it, even when I talk about things like this, like about grifters and stuff, I always lose a whole bunch of like followers on TikTok, and also I'll go to my YouTube and I will have lost like some subs. You know what I'm saying? Subbies. Like I'll lose like maybe 20, 30, 40 every time. And it happens every time I talk about topics like this, and it's always so strange to me. But I just be feeling like, well, if that's the case, then that's probably better, because you shouldn't be on my page anyway, because you're on some weird stuff. Because if you really think that it's cool for you to follow these people, or that they can give you some type of information, maybe it's best that you don't follow me anyway. But I'll say I always lose people when I talk. I knew that it was going to happen today. you know um but I did also want to talk about John Cannon. I think that John Cannon is a perfect, he's another archetype. There are plenty of John Cannons. There are plenty of black men that hyper focus on black women, but they're sleeping with a white tea woman at the house. And it's like, and they're talking about black relationships and black women as if they know them when
You
they
said
don't.
Fender? Is that what you said?
No, I said John Cannon.
Oh, okay.
John Cannon. He's also one. The public offender is also one. But John Cannon is a perfect example of that. Black men that hyper focus on black women and what they got going on, and what they can do this, that, and the third better when they don't even have a black woman in their life. So why in the world are you not focused on talking about the women in the community that you married? Why aren't you talking to them? Why aren't you trying to uplift them? Why aren't you trying to, you doggone it? That's what your family is. But they choose not to do that because they know the money, the attention, the clout is in black women. It's not in the children of the chalk. It's in black women. So they choose to do that. And I really think that's really disgusting. I truly do. I think that it's terrible to prey on black women and try to act like you're so super invested in them when you're not. And or even I also think it's disgusting when black men talk about black women and their personalities and how bad they are, and they don't even deal with black women. So how the heck would you know how black women are in a relationship when you don't date them, when you're not with one? And it's also like John Cannon, he's a perfect example of a red pill grifter. Like, he makes these like stupid red pill takes, and he goes in there, making these videos with his chesticles out or whatever, acting like, he's all of that in a bag of chips, when anybody can see that he's a complete and utter scumbag. And I'm sure that he is taking that pale palm colored lady through it. You know what I'm saying? I know he taking that palm colored lady through it. That's normally why black men even get with them in the first place, is because they want somebody that they can take through it, that they feel like they can intimidate into silence. And I don't know how many times we have to see that as a community. Like, it happens all the time. It happens so much that, me personally, if you're a black man and you're with a white tea woman, I automatically assume that you're a heartless bastard that wants to take advantage of women. Because normally, and this is the truth, any conversation that I've had candidly with a black man about white women or non-black women and why their choices, or why they choose them, or why they marry them, or why they date them, is rooted in how easily they can take advantage of those women. Oh yeah, they do what I say without saying nothing. Oh, I can go outside and come back at 3 a.m. She ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, she let me do this, that, and the third. Like, I never ever hear anything, you know what I'm saying, spoken of, hey, she's a beautiful woman, she's a kind soul, I like the way she, she whatever. I never hear it. And I'll even go this far as to talk about a friend of mine, her brother. Her brother stayed only talking to white tea girls. That's the only people that he talked to. And he used to tell me all the time, like, yeah, I only date. He was also horribly repulsive, but that's another topic. So he would always tell me, like, hey, I only normally date white tea women, but I'll date you. And I was like, no, you wouldn't, because I'm not like them. I don't know what you even think, because you would never date me. This was back when I was single, a long time ago. I remember he ended up getting with this girl, and I think I've told this story before. I was spending the night over his sister's house, because his sister was a really close friend of mine at the time. So, but he would come over there too and spend the night for whatever reason. So it was one day I was spending the night over there with my friend. He left his girlfriend, his baby mama, who was white tea, at the house with us. This man didn't come back until like 3, 4 in the morning. She asked him, she was like, hey, what's going on? Why were you gone? Why are you coming home so late or whatever? This man told her, hey, don't question me, B. You know what I'm saying? I do what the fuck I want. It was all in their face, calling her all type of B words and stuff like that. And you know what she did? She just sat down and didn't say nothing. And that was when I realized, like, there's a lot of black men that because he would always brag about how he chooses them because they don't give him no mess, and black women got an attitude, and black women always want to try to do this, that, and the third, and they got so much mouth. No, what it is that you want to have a woman that you can just treat like absolute garbage, and you don't want her to say nothing to you about it. You want her to be so scared that she don't say nothing to you. And I think what's not talked about is a lot is that even though there are some white tea women that fetishize black men, due to, outdated stereotypes about BBCs or potent masculinity and all these other things, they are also just the same way they believe in those stereotypes. Subconsciously, they also believe in the stereotypes about the violence of the black man, that the black man is a violent, scary brute, and that if you challenge him too much, that he will do something to you physically. And I do believe that that is the reason why a lot of them don't say anything, because they're scared that that man might result in that type of behavior. And Zora, stop being messy.
Looks like I put in the comments.
Stop being messy. But I was just saying, like, the stereotype, from stuff like Birth of a Nation, you know what I mean, and things like that. And I really do believe that black men prey upon that as well. That idea that those women are probably also thinking that way. Now, of course, that doesn't apply to every white tea woman, because I know that there are some white tea women that will check a black man or say whatever. The perfect example, those black men that we know, like Telvin Osborne and Toby Oboomsale, that were put in the dirt by their white tea girlfriends. So we know that that doesn't apply to all white tea women, of course. But I'm just saying that I do believe it's a nice percentage of white women that behave like that, and that's why certain black men are able to take advantage of them. But yeah, anyway, I'm just saying that, yeah, it's just I'm just tired of seeing it. And I just feel like, as a black woman, if you find out your favorite creator that caters to black women doesn't have a black woman, you should already know it's a grift automatically. Because why in the world are you focused on talking about a group of women that you have no connection or tie to? Like, why? And I don't want to hear about, it's like, what about my mama? Like, stop it. Stop it. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, maybe this live is not going to be that long. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that I really would like us as black women to, and like I said, because people say, well, this could apply to you. You could be grifted. Cool. Like, don't trust me either. If I had to tell you, like, don't trust nobody, if you were going to trust everybody and trust me too, or you weren't going to trust anybody, I would rather you not trust anybody, including me. That way that you wouldn't be taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you do that, man. Like, for real, because the way that I see black women, you know what I'm saying, getting taken advantage of at this time is blowing my mind. I'm seeing black women pay $1,000 for a coaching session. You know what I'm saying? Pay $600 for 30 minutes for somebody to tell you that you're ugly and you're fat and you're never going to get a man and you don't have any femininity. That's crazy. Why would you do that? I see black women paying $3,500 for an hour FaceTime call for a woman that was out here sucking the peen of a married man and bragging about it. $3,500 for her to FaceTime you for an hour. Like, what bro? What? If I could implore you to, if you would just say, hey, I don't trust you, triggered, fine. Don't trust me and don't trust them either. Because I think that is such a gross manipulation of people that I just can't even barely stand it. And not to mention that you're not going to get the things that they're telling you that you can get. You're not going to get it, man. All you're going to do, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get an empty bank account. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get depressed because you spent all of this bread that you could have spent on a trip somewhere, a vacation, and you're not getting what you need. But anyway, I don't know, you guys. Oh, and I think somebody said something about Derek Jackson. And this is another thing that's crazy. Derek Jackson, back when Derek Jackson was at his peak, way before black women knew that he was taking that lady that had the bonnet of salvation on, before he was taking her through it and made her lose her freaking mind. I said to people on Facebook, hey man, do you not know that this man grifting? This man don't mean nothing that he's saying. I know men said it all the time, but chicks wasn't listening to women weren't listening to men because it was like, you know what, you just hating, you just hating. So I can understand why women didn't listen to men. But I said that man was phony and fugazi years ago. Do you know how many black women cussed me out? Said, you know what, you just a hater. You need to uplift and build up that black man. That all he's trying to do is give us game as black women. No, no, no. What he was trying to do is lower your defenses so that so that he could be one of the ones to take your vagina. And that's just the truth. Like that man weaponized his platform and he met up with women that were followers of his that they would do TikTok story times about, and they had intercourse with that man. He used his platform to have access to black women's vagina. And that's exactly what Princeella do too. But don't nobody want to say nothing. She did the same thing. She used her platform to have access to black women's vaginas. It's the same thing, which is disgusting.
Now she got 2 assault charges, but that's what I heard.
Really? I
Yeah.
know she had that video where she talked about how she wouldn't date nobody that was young. She wouldn't date nobody that was younger than her. And now she running around here dating somebody that's like, I think the girl like 23 or something. And she in her 40s.
Yeah, and a dancer.
Yeah, and it's like, what in the world you doing talking to somebody in their 20s and you in your 40s? That's disgusting. What are you doing? And not to mention, and that's why I say she don't stand on nothing that she say, because it's a literal video of her saying how she would never talk to nobody younger. That she's so emotionally mature and she this and that she would never do that and take advantage. But she out here doing what? Taking advantage. And I wish that people will understand that as well. The grifter to black women's vagina pipeline, because it's a lot of people that do it simply because they hope to get something from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Which is absolutely disgusting. Oh my goodness. Sin Nicole said that she dressed like Peanuts from the Proud. Oh my God.
Yo, wait.
Oh.
I wasn't ready. Yo. Oh, okay.
Yo. What are we doing? Yo. I'm through, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all are saying I'm trying to be professional here, y'all. Y'all are throwing me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. It was somebody that asked a question about somebody else, and I was about to respond to it, but I didn't see it. Hold on, let me go back up there. Ace Metaphor, yes. Conversations with D said Ace Metaphor too. You know what's crazy about Ace Metaphor is that I feel like black women's discernment be in the deepest, darkest pits of hell. Because in what world can you not see that Ace Metaphor is a grifter? For real, honestly, truly. Not to mention he used to make red pill content. The switch from red pill content to pro black woman content has got to be studied. Because everything about Ace Metaphor gives grifter. Everything about Ace Metaphor gives, I never was able to get black women, but once I started grifting to them and telling them what they want to hear, I have access to what? Their vagina. So once again, the grifting to black women's vagina pipeline. And I yet to talk about it. It's so many black women that have DM'd me, that have told me that they have had intercourse with men that grift on this app, and I never judge, but I always think, what about this man gay that you wanted to give him some vagina? For real. Like women out here before Cartel Samuels was married or whatever, women out there sleeping with him, women out there trying to sleep with him. Why in the world would you try to sleep with a man whose face is marked up like a doggone desk in detention? What would make you do that? Ugh.
Wait a minute. You saying meeting up like, oh, this virtual smecks?
Both.
What?
Both. Now I'm not that was back before this man was partnered up. I don't know what's now because I heard he's married now, so I ain't heard nothing since then. This was before. Before. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, even when it comes to me, like this is bad. Okay, this was like when I had my other page. When I actually would actively post on TikTok. So when people would say crazy things to me and stuff, I'd make a video stitch, I roast them, I talk about them, I do all of that. I remember back in the day, Cartel Samuels told me, "Oh yeah, you talk a lot of stuff." This was back when I had my pictures up. He was like, "Yeah, you could get some of this dick." And I told him, like, "Sir, let me tell you something. I don't want nothing that Big Bubba had when you was in cell block A, sir. You know what I'm saying? When you was doing the bending and getting bit. You are freaking crazy, sir. Don't nobody want none of that disease dick." That was like, and the fact that he was so very cocky to tell me that and say that to me like that, I knew that other women had gone for it. Because men don't get cocky like that to you and say things like that to you if it ain't worked before. They say it to you because it's worked on other black women. And I know I was disgusted and I felt like, "Sir, I am offended that you think that I would give you somebody else's vagina, not let alone my own. I wouldn't let you touch somebody else's. Okay, my worst enemy's coochie cat. Like, let alone mine. Like, what are we talking about? Ew. That man looked like if I see him on the streets, I would run to the other side. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I think, Gabrielle, you had something to say, sis?
Yeah, I was gonna say with Ace Metaphor, because I have unfortunately seen these like clips of his show. Wasn't there some kind of scandal with like him and Keita Rose? Like she came out, I think like last year and said that he was inappropriate with her, or I don't remember the specifics of it, but wasn't there something like that? And that was when he kind of got exposed as a grifter, or am I thinking of something different?
Yeah, that's him. She said he was a financial abuser.
Yeah, like what was like something about the way like her being paid not being paid, or I don't know.
Having to put her own money up front, and yeah,
See,
and him
so
promising things he didn't deliver, and she having to create content. There's all kinds of stuff.
yeah, someone in the comments just said, "What is red pill?" And I really, really feel like people asking that in 2025, I feel like that is almost always a bad faith question because there have been all kinds of articles about red pill, and like red pill is like obviously known as like an online subculture of like misogyny and the manosphere. And so I really like, I really don't like whenever. I just feel like that's not a good faith question. Just like when pick me women will come in these lives and say, "Oh, what is a pick me?" and then they turn out to be the final boss of the pick me's. Like, I mean, Tina Jones. It's just that there have been articles about red pill. Like, there have been articles written about the influence of red pill misogyny, anti-feminism, calls to roll back women's rights. So I get that you're saying that you're older, but it's just like there's so much information about red pill out. So it just is really just like a top tier red flag when people ask what is red pill. I mean, there's a lot out
I
there.
beg. My gosh. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second.
Is that is
All men are incapable of love. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait, I can't even do this.
Oh, oh my.
You know what,
I'm
ladies?
sorry, Gabrielle. I'm
You know
sorry.
what, ladies? My baby daddy don't. Hold on a second. No, he's gonna do the voice. I can't do it because I can't commit. I cannot commit.
Oh my God. Oh,
Close. What the minute? Hold
no.
on.
I cannot. Oh my goodness. I'm about to, y'all don't know, I'm about to lose my life. I'm about to pass on right now. Okay. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. I had to show it to the people that did not know what she was talking about.
She just need a cap. It need a red fitted, and it's complete. A red fitted, and that's it.
Oh, oh my goodness, boy! I'm telling you right now, this was that was so freaking hilarious. Like, oh my goodness, and she was just so right on board because this is the truth. Like for real, like honestly, bro. Oh my goodness, I cannot. Oh, I'm just sorry. I just had to show y'all what she was talking about, just in case y'all didn't know who Peanut from the Proud Family is. I just needed y'all to see it. Oh my goodness. I'm just, whoa, that just, mm.
Whoever said this need charges. Whoever said
They
this,
do, they do, they do. You need to go to jail. Take
please.
him
It
to
is
jail.
blazing in my mind now. I'm like, what?
You know that viral thing? We're like, you need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. Because,
Wait, it got hip hop dance clothes. What? Wait a minute. Oh my god.
oh my goodness. Bro, and that's exactly what, you know what? I promise y'all. That y'all don't even understand because I be wanting to say things like, but I really don't be saying things because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be mean. But I really do be feeling like the fact that y'all let this lady and how she be dressing like she's in 80s or 90s, early 90s hip hop video, the fact that y'all let her call y'all B words and talk to y'all reckless is crazy. Because that's the first thing I would be saying, like, baby, you dress like you remember those old DVDs and old CDs where the white TV will be like, this is hip hop. And you know how they had like the really baggy pants on, and that's how she be
It's
dressing.
Save the
I be
Last
like,
Dance. It is Save. If anybody's seen that movie, Save the Last Dance with what's her name?
yes. I be like, I
In
know
the
you're not
club.
talking to me like that. I know you're not talking to me like that. When you dress like you on a Soldier Boy video, you crank that, you like, come on now. I'm not about to play with you. When you be
She's
hanging out
stuck
with Soldier Boy and them, like, get out of here, man. With your extra large white tees, bro. What are we in the early 2000s or what? Stop it. Stop
in
it.
the
Stop it.
cold. You must pay for your crimes, baby. You hear me?
Oh my goodness.
Toasty.
Y'all
You
is a
know what?
mess, but I can't help to be messier because I pulled the picture up. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. See, I can see.
Okay.
Not her barber after up. Y'all know she was in Nature Boy's cult, right?
No.
Yes,
You lying.
ma'am.
You lying, Zora.
Nope.
Don't lie to me, Zora.
Nope. Because I did a takedown of her. I'm trying to be mindful. Okay, so let me see what I want to say. Because she was giving me practice how to say things. But yeah, there was a bunch of people who came up and talked about it. Who I was how do I say this? I'm gonna say just look it up because I don't know. I was saying something that I thought was simple yesterday, and black women weren't ready about their because this is what I'm trying to say. Kind of trigger, even you're not going here fully, so I'm trying not to fully say it, but I will say that like at this point I'm tired of the griftable nature of BOK women. I'm sorry to say it kind of like that because it sounds like I'm blaming the victim, but like Coach T was calling it intellectual lazy yesterday. It's something about them thinking they have to choose between Princeella and flawed villain. Choose between like you need like the fact that you lose a few subs after saying this as if they can't do both. You can't be grifted and not grifted at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Let me tell you
she got
something,
kicked
Zora.
out, by the way. I'll give you that little piece. You see,
We
Coach T, I'm traumatized now from
You got to,
yesterday.
you got to send me the information on that because I am
Okay, I
flabbergasted. Do
can
you
find
know
it.
that when I first started posting videos on YouTube, I made a video about Nature Boy that got taken down because I had got this live stream where he had like 7 black women get on their knees and put their faces in the
Yes.
ground and he was telling them to say that how they let down the black men and that they are nothing but no good 304s and their B words, and the only thing that their life existence should be is serving and pleasuring the black man. And I was so disgusted by Nature Boy's behavior. I had made a video and I included that clip in there because I was like, y'all need to know how violent he really is to these ladies. And then it was another clip I put in there where he was having like the other women that were in the cult attack another black woman because apparently, she was disrespecting Nature Boy and not bowing down to his sovereign authority. And the fact that any black woman could ever see that man, that ashy, stinky man that didn't even believe in washing his behind, and that you could follow that man, let me know there's already something mentally off. It just proves to me internally what I already said I thought to be true, But that's crazy. I had no idea, Zora.
She got kicked out because she I don't know. I'm just going to go in and say it because I'm trying to figure out how to be a new person because I got so much pushback yesterday
Just say it. Just say it because I need to know.
Well, okay, so allegedly, right? Allegedly, even though the people came up and told us all the stuff, she got kicked out because she was unclothed, right? Outside the thing they was all in, throwing rocks at another woman that she was effing. Literally, they was effing, And so that was the final straw, was them throwing rocks at each other, naked, like. But she earned her. They do hate the truth. Like she earned them stripes for that. She learned the thing. Then she got what was his name? Ken Billions was also a content creator / grifter, and she learned specifically how to grift BOK women from him. And then he came out and said that he was disappointed because he taught her everything and then discarded him. So yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to have to go ahead and get into the mess for real because I'm about to tell you some stuff about Kim Billions, all right?
Oh, let me tell you something. That's why I said grifter.
Because now I got to tell you some stuff about Kim Billions, all right? Okay. I think I told everybody, right, how when I was doing my page, I had got 2 pages shut down by black men because black men were upset and angry about the things that I was saying. So I started this page that I got right now. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th page. So at this time, I think it was this page specifically, I was approached by a black woman that is a very popular content creator. She got hundreds of thousands of followers, even millions on Facebook, and she's very popular. I was flabbergasted when she contacted me and told me that she liked my content. She said, you're going to blow up. I can tell, you know what I'm saying? That you're going to be something. So I was like, oh, that's so great. So we ended up exchanging numbers. We ended up talking. She ended up telling me how she had fallen out with all of these other content creators, very popular content creators, black women that you know about for sure. Y'all know all of these people because they're all very, very famous. And I was like, oh, wow, like, look at this. I'm feeling like I'm telling my husband, like, oh, bro, I'm next up, bro. I'm about to like really be like a staple. Like I was feeling great about myself. Like I was like, wow, because that's what I always wanted to do is just have a big platform to uplift black women. So I'm like, this is great. So she ends up putting me on to Ken Billions, right? Telling me about how this guy is he's a great person to like for black women and all this stuff. I told her, I said, I don't know. Like I watched some of his videos, he's following me now, but it's giving me like, it's something about him gives me a weird feeling. Now I tried to check myself because I was like, he cockeyed and everything. I'm like, am I being, what is it called? I don't know, like just being discriminatory because this man is cockeyed and he looks suspicious.
Not ableist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm not being ableist. That's what I said. I'm not even trying to be funny. I was like, am I being ableist because I automatically don't trust this man because he's cockeyed and the way he looking, he just looks suspicious. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. He's looking suspicious to me. So then he starts talking about, I watch a couple of his videos and he talks about how he used to be red pill and he used to do this and that, the third, the women and blah, blah, blah. And anytime a man starts talking about that, I automatically be like, no, you still be doing that stuff. I don't know what made you decide to say this, because people very rarely change the fundamental person that they are. People very rarely do that. So especially men. So I'm like, I don't believe you. So I'm talking to the lady that I'm talking about that's really popular. She also puts me on to Princeella. This is before Princeella has blown up where she is right now. She just was like a little buzz. She didn't hardly have no followers on TikTok. She didn't have that many on YouTube either. And so she was telling me, hey, she sent me a whole bunch of videos of her and said, hey, you know what? Can you check her out? Can you tell me what you think about her? Once again, this was before she made her full stud transformation. She was just like, slightly masculine acting at the time. I watched those videos too. I said, I don't know. Something about this lady give me the ick. She seems to be a weirdo. I told her, I said, she's giving weird to me. I said, but you have a big platform. I said, if you feel like you want to help her out and help give her a push to help a fellow black woman, you can. But if you're asking me for my opinion, I think she's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I said. I didn't say anything else to bash the lady, but she asked for my opinion because at first I wasn't even going to say nothing. Lo and behold, all of these people that you're telling me are all people that were definitely weird and that I was right in my wall. Now I already knew Princeella, but I ended up falling out with this lady. She ended up telling me all of this stuff. And I'm not a person that likes to tell things that people told me in confidence. I'll just say one thing is that everything that she say publicly is nothing that she do behind the scenes. Nothing. And I was flabbergasted when I was put into this space because I didn't realize how many people really do things only for money. Several people that are very popular told me the things to say, the things to do to get money. And I refuse to do it. I personally refuse to do it. And I was told like, oh, well, you're not going to get your platform as big as it needs to if you don't do this. And I was like, well, then it'll just have to be, I guess I'd be considered like a micro influencer. I just was like, I guess then I'll just have to abandon my dreams of like really being like, a big, content creator. I was like, I'll just have to be small because if I have to be, big, if for me to be big, I have to say things that are directly going to harm black women or say things that I don't believe in. I just can't do it. But yeah, this is crazy because, and it's just so much other stuff that I would really want to say, but I feel like it'd be too messy, but I know exactly what you're talking about, Zora. But as far as the Kim Billions, bro, that just is crazy to me. And it's another dude up here too. Angry biracial. Y'all ever heard of that man?
Yes, ma'am.
It was some stuff going on with him too.
You know what it is for me? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on, but like, I think it's like I imagine their energy in my personal space. That's the way I read stuff. Like, it's not even an imagination because I feel it like it is. So it's like, how do people not? I don't know what to say. I think to me too, it's the sovereign piece. Like, it's like me searching for more and more sovereignty, not less and less. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's accurate. I just don't understand. It's do you get what I'm saying? It's like if you're looking for a savior, you're probably gonna get God every time. If that makes sense.
Let me say, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree for sure. Somebody in the comments said that Tanya TKO made some stuff up about him. It was a few women that had like police reports and documentation about that man. So I don't know.
Who's the him? Oh, okay. Angry
His girl
biracial.
is talking about angry biracial.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
go ahead.
what? And if so, what? Why would I ever defend a man who can defend himself? First of all, it don't make sense for her to lie because she actually, you know what I'm saying, is male centered herself. I'll just say that. But and what? What do I look like coming up here and saying something about a man? That's my question. His girl. Well, his girl. Okay, never mind. I'm on mute. Never mind.
Yeah, I think the name title says it all. I think that'll let you know exactly the type of time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me keep going up here. Go ahead, Coach T.
Hey, ladies, I came up here to cackle about the peanuts, but I'm old, so I couldn't figure out how to get the picture up. But yeah, it's a hip hop picture with the peanuts, and they got the fitty caps and do rags and stuff.
Please, you need to say it. Like, anybody? Thank you, too. Thank you, too.
I'm just an old lady. I don't know.
They do got to put those in here.
I don't know how to do that. They got what in here? What happened? Okay. All right. Dang, sure it took the screen. But I'm gonna say this, right? Just about Dr. Umar, yes, Lily, hilarious. Dr. Umar in the school and just the grifters in general. I agree with that sentiment that was just stated. You know, when you're looking for a savior and you're looking for somebody to save you, you always gonna get God. Always. There's always going to be somebody out there who can sense that like desperation and your need and your yearning for somebody to come in and save you. But Dr. Umar's story specifically, I'll speak to because it's just so interesting. And I said he's going to do yep, that's the one.
Please, hold on.
Do-rag behavior.
Who can do the voice? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
These men don't care about you.
Soon as y'all stop spreading y'all legs, y'all need to stop spreading y'all legs open. Y'all black women, y'all just doing everything. And I tell y'all what, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Because I promise you, she been wilding lately, bro. Like, been wilding so bad. Like, it's just like, the way she talk about women is as if she is not one. And it's just like, I'm like, excuse me, do you be sitting down or not? Because I need to know.
Why not?
What we talk about?
She might not. You know, they make them little devices like for when you go camping so you can stand up and pee.
Stop it, Coach Steve. Stop it. Stop it, Coach Steve, right now. Bring me your phone. I want your phone right now, and I want it.
That's
now.
fine. I'll come back on my other one.
Oh my gosh, I feel like Tyrese. He was like, "Oh, congratulations."
What more do you want from me?
What more do you want from me?
My Shayla, my Princeella.
I feel like she's taking off her earrings to fight women in the picture. Like I feel like she's taking off her earrings to be like, yo, what you say about men? What you say about us?
It's y'all women that's the problem. Y'all be allowing these men. Okay, sister. Okay.
I've been calling them innocent victims lately. Like the last little thing I saw. That was
But the grifters in general, you're always going to be subject to a grift. Just with people online, just be careful with people's personas online in general. But Zora mentioned the conversation we were having yesterday, and it's about that specific thing is like the intellectual laziness and the intellectual dishonesty of women to just accept what people give them. Like, where are your morals? Where are your values? Like, where's your self-esteem? That somebody can just offer you something and you'll just accept it, won't question it, won't think twice about it, won't think nothing. And the metaphor I gave Zora is like somebody hands you some money and they tell you it's $20 and you be like, okay, it's $20, and you just put it in your pocket and that's all right. No, you need to confirm that it's actually $20. Like, you need to look at it and make sure that it's what they're telling you it is. But also, if you ask them for $20 and they say they're giving you $20, you definitely need to confirm that it's $20. You don't just need to be accepting what people give you and then trying to, pretend like, oh, well, I didn't know. In the age of the internet and the information age, you're responsible for what you know and you're responsible for what you don't know. So when you call yourself wanting to take somebody's advice or to follow somebody or to, because ultimately what it is it turns into like religion and worship with us. I'll just say that. But when you call yourself wanting to follow somebody or take their advice as the gospel or as law, you need to be making sure that you are building a profile on them not just vetting them. You need to be taking into account their past behavior, their present behavior, and looking at that and being able to basically make an educated guess about what they could do in the future, and see the patterns of their behaviors. So if somebody is a certain type of person, like a Dr. Umar, who behaves in a certain type of way, but in his personal life with his own daughter and his own family and all these things, he's going to behave that way everywhere. It's not just going to be in one facet of his life. We just talked about Princeella, so we know her. I don't too much care to talk about the rest of the people, because like they're all the same person, right? This is all the same person, and they fit whatever avatar you need them to fit. So I think that in closing, for me, what I would like to offer to Black women is to ask yourself what it is that you see in these people that you admire or that you value, because then you'll be able to for yourself determine what it is about you that is deficient in some way, that you have to seek out a grifter. It's nothing wrong with like seeking out help, right? Because I tell people that all the time, like, seek help. But it's nothing wrong with seeking out like actual help. But what you're doing is seeking out grifts, and that's never gonna work out well for you.
All right. I definitely agree. Let me go up here to Supervillain and then Sunshine. Go ahead, Supervillain. And hey, good morning, sis, or good afternoon.
It's morning over where I am, so I'm gonna say good morning. Hey, panelists. Hey, those in the chat. And I'm gonna say get them likes to it.
Hey,
Trick
Super.
this. Hey, hey, hey. Now, I came up here to add to the grifting list. Now, I'm not gonna name names because, I don't disparage certain, Black women, especially in the Black women empowerment space. But I did find out through a late night live a couple nights ago that some of our, I ain't going to say favorite, but some of our well-known campaign smearing feminists were outed for being on the back end, flirting and talking to these red pill dudes. So yeah, it's.
Can
I
you say what it
can't.
rhymes with?
Huh? No,
What
I
is
can't because it would be easy. I know, but I'm gonna just let y'all know.
Super, you
It
being
may
messy.
y'all gotta watch. Y'all gotta just be in the Black women empowerment space and look in comments because people dropping in comments all the
now?
time. But this happened 2 days ago. They were outed for being
PG.
on the back end and discourses and stuff, flirting with these red pill dudes, and I knew it. I caught it a long time ago because there's no way. Like, I know we be all in our little spaces and sometimes we like go into the wild, but certain people always, every single day, going back and forth with these red pill dudes. Like, come on. We can't stand some of them when they come into our space. There's no way you're going in these guys' spaces and T, be quiet, T. Okay, I'm gonna be
Yeah, because we
quiet.
don't want to
I'm
hear
gonna be
nothing but
quiet.
some names, supervillain. Nah. Like, protect us. Save us from ourselves, remember?
Oh,
Supervillain.
y'all doing just fine. Trust
You
me.
know what?
Y'all not in danger. If
I was
y'all in
gonna
danger,
say
I
I don't even know. I don't even
know.
follow anybody who be arguing over
Supervillain.
men
Is
every
it
day. So.
is it people that I already know, or is it some more people?
Right.
Ain't trick. It's people you already know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's a few of them. And it's very weird. And like some of them, I have stuck my neck out for before, and only for them to go back in the same spaces with these men, and it's very upsetting. Me
Wait, it
personally,
was somebody who was here before
uh,
on your platform?
yeah,
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about then.
uh,
Nobody want to say. Nobody. Anybody want to put in the comments
I'm gonna
something?
say this. Trick has said before that some, not to the particular people I'm talking about, but that a lot of these people that be the loudest do not be living the lifestyle that they be claiming,
no,
and
they
it's
don't.
very I was very disappointed. I've been disappointed a couple times in this Black women empowerment space, but particularly the feminist space. I mean, it's and I know it's messy, but y'all figure it out. I'm not even gonna
What
lie. We're
and
This
very
is
what
black.
smart.
and you and what's sad is that it is a few. like this, like what I think that a lot of black women that may be in my lives, because I know a lot of black women that come in my lives, like y'all have jobs, y'all work, y'all going to school, y'all mothers, y'all, so y'all might just pop in my lives and hear them and have a kiki and then go on with your life. But like somebody like me who is like kind of like now I've made this like my mission or my job or whatever, black women empowerment and all of this stuff. I be online a lot, so I be more exposed to a lot of different things than probably y'all may be who like are actually living y'all life and living y'all life, and this is not what y'all doing like on a regular basis. And it happens a lot. And a lot of times the people that you never think that it would be, the people that are like so aggressively against men or say things, and you'll be like yeah, you know what, she really stand on business. You'll find out she don't. She out there behind the scenes, either giving that pussy up or begging to get that pussy up, or she begging for it.
Trigger, please.
I'm just being honest. And it's like, it's
Begging to give
actually
it up.
sad. It's actually sad though. Truthfully, it's
Girl, they be
actually
throwing
sad.
that. They be throwing that thing.
Yes, and
Doing
it's
it.
sad because it's a lot of the times that they'll be throwing it at men that are very inadequate and disgusting. Like I said, I think I've been no stranger to telling y'all that I've seen a whole lot of women throw it at Saul, and I can't even imagine why. Like, and it's just
Jordan,
like
who?
Saul. Y'all know that Saul, the that light skinned demon.
What?
Demon man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because he's light skinned either. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm being a colorist, because it has nothing to
a
do with his
colorist.
complexion. But I'm just saying, or just trying to be funny about somebody's complexion. Has nothing to do with that. But I'm just saying so that y'all can get a description of what I'm talking about. Him, yes. And I've seen plenty of women, and it's even I've just blocked this lady. I'm not going to mention her,
They
but
be
she used
throwing it
to,
proudly. Do you know what I'm saying?
what'd you say?
Do they be throwing it proudly?
Yes. There
Proudly.
was I mean, they
Oh, okay.
now I
Yes.
get what you're saying. You know what?
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not
on
trying to
mute.
get into it. I'm not trying to get in the mess. I'll just say I'm not this particular person. I'm not talking about her in this instance. There is a black woman. She used to come in my lives all the time, and she's married. And she would say how long she's been married for, like I think she told me like 20 something years, whatever. And she would come in here. She would be very aggressive to the men that would come in the panel, even men that wouldn't even be doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the man might not even really be doing nothing to say nothing, but she still would get crazy with him. I see her in a live with Saw and what's his name? Omega, that miserable bald headed man. He's dark skinned. He's a dark skinned demon. So I said light skinned demon, dark skinned demon. No discrimination. And they both was in there, and she was going at another black woman and calling her out of her name in defense of those two Negroes. I was flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was so disgusted. I was so disgusted that I said in the chat, I said, I can't believe you're here doing this. I am I was actually hurt. But yeah, I blocked her. I mean, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. There are women that will yeah, y'all know what I mean. All y'all got to do is just keep looking. Like, you'll see it. And like I said, I feel like because there's no way to look at something absolute, I feel like people that a lot of times build their whole platforms on absolutes, a lot of times those are the main ones that you can't trust, because I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like when people say things that are contradictory, like if you say, what can I say to not actually out this person? If you say, you don't play with men like that, and you don't play games with men, and men are not important, and men are irrelevant, and you shouldn't center men, and it's F men, but then you turn around and say there's nothing like a man's presence, there's nothing like having a man in your life, it's nothing like this, that, and the third. That's weird to me. If you say that, you get mad at somebody because they say that, all men can treat you good or all men can treat you bad. More than likely, men lean to the bad side, of course. But, and you say, oh, well, ain't nothing like a white man treating you good because white men treat you the best. But then you tell everybody that you're actively dating a black man. That's weird to me. It don't add up. It don't add up. But let me just keep going.
Bloop, I know who that's about.
I mean, that's illogical. Does that make sense to y'all, or am I tripping? If
You
I'm
know,
being hated,
know
I'm
what
gonna tell
happened?
you.
it's Zora. It's who I was talking about yesterday. And
And
I said it didn't make sense when it happened.
Okay.
That's not who I'm
okay,
talking about,
and
by the way.
let me say to the styling twins in the comments, you said, what about all the women who come up who are married? I think that this is a good question, and I'm not offended because I am married, because people have said this to me multiple times. This is the reason why I don't speak in absolutes. Do I believe I'll give you my percentage, and I've said this percentage a lot. I say 75-25. Now, there are women that say 90-10. There's women that say 80-20. I think 75% of men are no good, probably cheaters, abusers, not going to support you the way you need to be 75%. And this is not just black men. This is all men. This is just my opinion. I cannot speak for anyone else on their ratios. All the women have given me their ratios for the most part that's up here, but that's just my ratio. So I do feel like there are some women that are with men that are being loved properly and being treated correctly. For me, y'all can't, y'all don't know me, right, in real life. But I can only tell you the truth, but you can take it or leave it. I am not getting my head knocked in the washer and dryer. I am not getting cheated on. I am not getting mistreated. I am not getting disrespected. My husband treats me very good. I've had a first husband who did not, and he is no longer here with me. I said after that, I would never ever be mistreated by nobody, male or female. So I think that a lot of times that as women, like, you can't just think that because your experiences or you feel like every single solitary man is bad, that is everybody, because there are some women that are married that are okay, that are doing, I don't want to say okay, that are doing great. So you judging somebody because they married is crazy to me. Now, I could be biased because I am married, but I don't play like that. So it's like, I don't believe in that. Now, if you show me that you married and you would pick me, then that's something different. But I'm not going to just discount somebody because they married or because they have a boyfriend or because they have a fiance or because they have whatever. That doesn't make any type of sense. That's irrational and illogical. But once again, I can't say anything, to make y'all feel any type of way. But I don't mind that question because I think it's a valid question. It is a valid question. But just know that if you want to talk about me personally, because I can only talk about me, I don't play like that. And I would never. After my first marriage, I would never let a man play with me again. That was so terrible. I never, ever. So that's all I can say. But let me go up here to Sunshine. Sunshine, go ahead, Sunshine, sis.
Hey everybody. So I want to address the prompt, but what you just said, can I comment on that and then come back to the prompt?
Absolutely. You can say whatever you would like.
Okay, so for the marriage thing, okay, for on the man side, for me personally, I think it's all men, but the ones that are decent, which is low and few, right? They worked on themselves a lot. But they nature is their nature, right? You can't change a man's nature. Their nature is bad, period. But the men that turned out to be okay is because they was, raised up a certain kind of way, or they really worked on their nature a lot to turn it around, right? Then on the woman end, the women that's married, like you were saying, you can only speak for you. So the women on the women's side, they have to do their work too. Like they like you were saying, you've been through what you've been through the first marriage, but you learn to adjust those ways. So women have to adjust them pick Misha ways and not accept anything. So it's on both sides, but I'm still gonna say it's all men. That's just me. Now to address the prompt, Dr. Umar, I'm gonna go down the list because some of these people I don't know, so y'all gonna have to put me up on game. Dr. Umar, now don't y'all feel like he always say he don't deal with snow bunnies, but don't y'all think he be dealing with snow bunnies?
You know what, Sunshine? I want to address two things that you said: the Dr. Umar thing and what you just said.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
mean, when people say that it's all men, I never say nothing because I can't. It's like even if I don't agree, I can't say that because it'll make it seem like I'm trying to defend men or try to act like the majority of men that I don't think are scumbuckets. So when y'all say things like that, y'all kind of put me in a damned if you do, damned if you don't position because I just feel like I just can't get caught put myself in a position to where I defend men or I'm perceived of doing it. So I just, even though I may disagree slightly, I still can't say nothing. It's the same when it comes to black men. Like if I see something that's horrible that's happening that I feel like is terrible, I feel like it's terrible, but I may want to share it, but I can't because it's like I just refuse to defend black men collectively ever again. So it's like I just can't even say nothing about that, y'all. Because somebody was like, they said something in the comments. So I just want y'all to know that. But as far as what you said about Dr. Umar, now you tell me what you think about this, Sunshine. You know how
Okay,
you said that you feel like Dr. Umar probably be dating like white women.
yeah.
Sometimes I feel like when women say that, it's like a double-edged sword just goes in my mind, and I'll tell you why. Because it make me feel like when black women find it to be so like foreign that a black man would never have talked to a white woman or he won't talk to a white woman, it make me feel like you feel like in some way that like white women are better than us and no
Nah,
man can
nah,
resist
please
them.
don't put
You
that
know what
on
I'm
there.
saying? Like
Nah,
and I'm not saying
I
you,
ain't.
but I feel like that's kind of where the
No
thought
black
that
man.
comes from is that like, or oh no, y'all saying black men. Okay, well then if y'all feel that way, then I guess I get what y'all saying. Then
I
I
just
then I
think
get
he
what
a
y'all saying.
liar. He showed himself to be a liar so far. You know what I mean? And a scammer. So why wouldn't he lie about that? Like, I don't know. It's like
Yeah,
kind
I
of
got
like
you.
He brag about how, oh no, white tea women be on me, and when I was in college, the white tea women wanted me, and he always talk about how they want him, but he would never get him the time of day. I
and he
don't believe
just
it.
seemed like a big freak to me. You know what I'm saying? So why
Yeah,
would you
yeah,
turn that down? Why would you
yeah.
turn that down if they throwing it at you? I don't believe you, dude. Like,
Yeah. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know that he said all that stuff either, y'all. So I didn't even know.
Yeah, Trigger, you got to go watch Lennon Honor on YouTube. He be
What's
replaying
it
all
called
of the.
again?
It's a YouTuber. His name is Lennon, Lenon.
Okay.
Honor, like how you spell like honorable. But
Okay.
yeah, he be going through all of Umar streams and stuff of the stuff he be saying, and he always talking about it. He's always talking about white tea women, always like.
he always
Really?
talking
I
about
gotta
any
check that
kind
out.
of woman though. Any kind of woman though. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like he don't got no self control. Right. And that's what I was saying about like all men. That's what I was saying. Majority of men. I'm not saying talking about every single one of them. I'm talking about they base nature, right? Men base nature is bad. And the ones that do turn out to be good, they worked on themselves. So, okay. But anyway, two, Princeella. Oh, okay. No. What's her name? What do I call her? Pimp Incella. Pimp Incella, right? Cause she shifted so much. Like I used to really like enjoy listening to her. She was doing good like at first. I guess after the B Taylor stuff, it just kept catastrophically going downhill for her. And then the stuff with what's our white girl name? White T girl that got into it with her. I forgot her name. With the channel. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Flawed villain.
Yeah, then
Villain.
after that, she just really fell off now. Ashley Dalton, that's like the Pig Misha, right? She a Pig Misha, right?
She's like a hypergamous coach, and like a level up coach to tell.
She's the coach that when she gets on, she has the glasses and she talks like this and she's got the
Yeah,
boots and she tells the girls, "You look no, you turn no, you have to do this."
yeah, yeah. I seen her before. I still feel like in a way they be Pig Mishas down deep down inside because you you catering your looks to a man. You catering how you looking and to get a man. You should be doing that for yourself. It shouldn't have nothing to do with no dude. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she just a high class pick me, in my opinion. Like, just the girl. Who is that? I don't know her. Y'all gotta put me up on game on her. Who is that?
So you haven't seen she's thin, dark skinned. A lot of times she has her natural hair out, straightened. And you know her name is Janine. Just the girl.
She look like what she been through, and she be sitting up talking about how women deserve to be mistreated by men because they, she is feminine and they not feminine. She got like dark kind of, she like brown skin, but she has like darker circles under her eyes. Like she nothing special. She just a plain Jane.
Okay, so she'll pick Misha too. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Jared Jackson. Oh my God, we already know about him. Like, he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. Like, come on. But you should add some people to that behind him. What's the other one? Tony Gaskins, then, and RC Blakes. You need to put him in there too.
Controversial Shannon. He could go in there too.
Oh, that's who thank you. The girl that he be on the panel with, what's her name? She was on there calling all the women bitches one day.
What girl?
His co-host, the girl that was his co-host at first.
What? Y'all know what's the name of his co-host? I don't know.
What's her name? Because there's a lot of senior mutuals. I know that out
Say her name, so reveal her.
Oh, let me go on mute.
The girl that's his co-host. This happened like a month ago. She was going off on Pretty Intellectual. She was going in on everybody on the panel, and he had to shut the lie down. And he kind of tucked her in the corner a little bit till it laid low. Now he then brought her back on the show.
Oh, PG 1908. She said in the comments that light skinned chick.
No, not Allie Bear. No, not her. It's the other girl.
Yeah, y'all said the light skinned chick.
I forgot her name. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get my facts straight. Yeah, the
no?
girl.
No, okay.
The girl that be on his panel all the time, she was the co-host. I'm surprised y'all don't know. But anyway, so that made me side at him because it's like, well, why would you let her come on the panel disrespecting black women when you say you stand up for black women? So I don't know what's going on with y'all.
All right, Sunshine. I'm gonna go up here to Dana real quick because I gotta ask her a couple questions. I wanted to know what you were saying in the comments, sis. I think I might not have understood what you were saying, Dana.
Yeah, you recently did a video on her, and I even commented underneath your comments, but I don't think you saw it because you get a lot of comments. But yeah, so April 24th, 2024, this lady, aka Pissy number 2, she
Princeella? You're talking about Princeella?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Pissy is what I refer to her as.
Okay.
So how all this even happened is that I joined her book club in November. January, February, March, I invited her to a trip that we were doing just to kind of like introduce some healing to her because she was going through the B. Taylor stuff. And so I did a healing retreat with another lady, also from not her book club, but just somebody that followed her. So on this trip, I invited my CEO because we started building a 501c3. And we were going to kind of like use the women in that community to try to build our board, if you will. So we all went on this trip. And day one, she was idolizing the 23-year-old body. And the first thing she asked me in the car was like, she was like, oh, I like her. She really cool. I seen her in book club. You think she let me suck her titties? And I was like, what the fuck? I literally was like, okay, I fucked up inviting her on this trip because it's about to go downhill. And everything in my head I saw, everything was about to go downhill. So fast forward, we ended up going to from one location to another. And the next day we get there and it's time for this girl's birthday, that we're celebrating her birthday on this trip. I don't know why, but we with the axe throwing, and she pulled my hair and she was like, "This what you want? This what you want?" And I was like, "Why the hell is she doing this? Like, nobody asked her to do this to me." And especially if she liking this other chick over here. So I'm like really confused why she acting like the men that she talk about. And I said it to her like 4 or 5 times. Like, you acting like a dude. I don't understand why you acting like this. So later on that night, we go back and to the casino, and it's just me and her. And we go to get ready to leave. And she asked me, "Do you want some more aggression?" And I was like, no. You know, like, I practice my no for all of y'all. And she literally pretended like she forgot something in the trunk. And she like, I was like, "I don't think there's nothing in the trunk." And she bent me over in the trunk. And this is when she started to do whatever she was doing. So the young lady is a liar. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know this lady is horrible. She's a cult leader. And I am actually actively pursuing a lawsuit against her. I did press charges as well. Police took it as a joke. That's another story. But yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that that happened to you, Dana. I really am so sorry for that. I'm actually flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying? That was your experience. I didn't think that you was gonna say all of that. That's actually crazy. I mean, I'm not surprised though, but I do think that that's absolutely ridiculous. I can't even. That's just so crazy. And but you know, when I've noticed that there are a lot of times, you know, when women, and I don't know, this may be an unpopular opinion. Y'all can let me know if y'all disagree or not. Y'all are welcome to disagree. But I've noticed that a lot of women, when they try to go head first into emulating and copying men, they oftentimes end up emulating their worst behaviors as well. And that to me is very strange, because they will go so far into their cosplay of men that they start actually behaving in the worst ways that men have to offer. It's the same way of, like, if you've noticed that there are a lot of like, if you ever look at like domestic violence or unalivings between two same-sex couples on the female side, that when you go look at these individuals that have unalived their female partner, if you look there, you go look at the black women that have done it, and they look super studded out, super masculine. They got, you know what I'm saying, like tapers and locks with the, you know, the short, small taper in the front, or, you know, brush waves and stuff like that. And they just like fully masculined out, and they just take the cosplaying of men to a whole nother level. I think it's spiritual, but I don't want to offend nobody, so I won't continue to talk about that. But I find that happens a lot with the especially, not saying that you couldn't get preyed upon by a femme presenting, you know, woman, but I think that it seems like it happens more with the studs, and I do believe it has something to do with their emulation of what they perceive masculinity to be. Yeah, it's very weird. It's very strange. But I'll go down here to Gabrielle, because I know you had your hand up, Gabrielle, for a minute. Go ahead, sis.
I just want to start off by saying I'm really sorry to hear about the experience that Dana went through. That is terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that. I did just want to say, just in response to what Sunshine was saying earlier, I'm always leery about, like, whenever people say like male nature or female nature, I'm just like always kind of leery of that, because it does kind of veer into like this gender essentialism where like certain, you know, traits or, you know, desires or attributes of like what you want out of life or like how you are like deemed as like quote unquote masculine or feminine. And then it usually segues into like, you know, women being told that like if we have ambitions or, you know, if we're outspoken or, you know, driven or like willing to accomplish things, that we're like quote unquote in our masculine energy. And it just, I don't know, I'm just like always leery of that. Like, I think we can definitely call out a lot of the issues that exist within men, but and again, this is, like I said, this is not me like, you know, caping for men in any way, but I do just think a lot of the issues with men are, that stems from socialization. But I think when that, devolves into like gender essentialist points saying that like all men have this nature, all women have that nature, I think that that can be counterproductive in a lot of ways and, actually exacerbate the problem.
Okay, I got you, Gabrielle. I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think that you said it in a way that I couldn't say, because I like I said, I don't ever want to get accused of caping for these suckers out here. So I can't I don't know how to say it without saying it, but I just don't believe in absolutes in anything. I really don't. I believe it's impossible for us to know uh anything like that. But do I believe that a large percentage of men are, yeah, yes, I do. But do I believe it's everyone? No. And I do believe that socialization has a part, but I do know that that's probably like a hot button topic, because I know there are a lot of women that staunchly disagree with that perspective, and they do think that it's every single man. So, and I'm not here to dismiss nobody's perspective. I see evidence to both sides and why people would have either or opinion. But I just tend to stay in the middle ground of thinking really with everything except like racism and these, never mind. I was about to say something crazy, y'all. Never mind. Let me just keep on.
Okay.
So crazy. Go ahead. This is Sword. Did you have something to say? I'm about to get banned. I gotta chill. Shoot, I'm about to say I don't when it comes to these white tea people. That's
Okay, gotta chill now.
I don't stay in the middle when it comes to them. But go ahead. Go ahead.
But you know,
I'm gonna get down. I'm
but that's what I
sorry.
wanted to kind of say, and it's not even.
Oh, you said you're gonna go, Dana?
Yeah, I'm gonna get down. I just wanted to let y'all know the full three-part story is on my page. If you scroll down, I have receipts of the with the police report and the receipts of everything. Because I was texting somebody real time when this stuff was happening, like in that time when this stuff was happening. So I'm gonna get off. I didn't want to take up your room. I just wanted to address that.
Oh, no problem. I actually appreciate you doing that, Dana. And I appreciate you sharing your story, because your story could help somebody. Like, I really appreciate you, sis.
I appreciate you as well, sis. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, you too. All right. Zora, you had something to say?
Well, I did say that because I did say that she got accused by 2 people at least of assault. So I'm glad that someone came up, and I am sorry that happened to her. And she's one of at least 2 who actually pursued criminal and legal charges. But remember, I was saying I didn't want to go too much into it because people kind of struggle without things that they can, So I'm glad Dana came up and sharing her story, and it's not letting it go, because for some people it is. I get your point. This goes right into my point about all men. It is all men to me, because there's something about the same ways, like all. I don't know if you're saying all white people trigger or not, but are you?
I mean, I was just joking, but I'll just say that I don't think that every YT person is bad. I don't. But my thing is, do I trust any of them? No, I don't. And it's the same thing how I feel about men. I don't think that all men are bad, but I don't trust none of them. I just don't. But I don't trust people in general. Just because of how I was raised and things I've experienced. But I'll just say that. But yeah. So that's all. But I'll let you finish. I don't want to interrupt.
No, that's it. I think that's it. That's what I agree with. Like, to me, it's not like I need to go and prove every single last man. But what I'm saying is that for me, when I say all, I do mean that, like, unless you are actively working on my behalf to dismantle something and not make me pay for it, public offender, right? Then yes, all of y'all, because you're not making the same way I think about white tea people. Like, I think there's a inheritance of racist stuff in the bloodline and the DNA. I know that might be kind of far for people, but it is, because that's how epigenetics works to me. And there's a bent towards it because the whole society is inundated with it, including the people who you have more privilege of. Like, people, BOK people feel some kind of way about BOK people. It's in the water. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why we all these names up here are BOK people. There's not one white T name up here. So if we can't get away from it, right, and it can come out as either self-hate and or attacking particularly BOK people. You know what I mean? Like walking into a store and the white tea person gets a different treatment than you do, and it's a BOK person who's given a different treatment. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Like it's inundated in the culture, and then to have the bloodline that doesn't check it, to have like to literally be inherited in not even having to assess it. Now you can get one that might do something for you, but that's still negotiating with patriarchy. Because why do they have more than you? To be honest, because women are better, objectively speaking. That's it. But we do have props, and that's the piece that I don't. This is where I get off the train. That women, that all men, and we don't have to look at women. What are we talking about? How do we get in this position in the first place? But people don't be ready for that piece, so they don't want to talk about why we. What was the word I was using? Gave up power.
Okay. All right. I got you, Zora. I think
Okay.
Gabrielle wanted to respond to what you were saying.
Okay.
I'm listening to both you guys' perspectives. I think you guys disagree, but I just want y'all to know I understand both y'all perspectives. And a lot of times if y'all have differing thoughts, I just kind of bow out and let you guys say your perspectives, because I don't want y'all to, I don't want to silence anybody. I want y'all all to say how y'all feel. You can go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, for sure. And then maybe this is just me, but I really did just want to push back on the idea that like ideologies are passed down like inherently through the bloodline. Because like I know there's this saying that apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, but like a lot of the ideologies and viewpoints and decisions that people make are impacted by like sociology and what they're exposed to, the experiences that they have in life. But this idea that just because I don't know, just because someone is of a certain blood, that they are destined to basically be an ideological carbon copy of like their like ancestors or their parents, grandparents, or what have you, like that to me just seems a little bit nonsensical. It like I get that everyone's not going to agree with that. That's totally fine, but I just do not believe in this idea that because your bloodline is this, you're destined to like think a certain way or be a certain way or have certain outlooks on life or social issues or sociology or whatever you want to call it. I mean, in my family, like just speaking for me, like there are plenty of outlooks and life views that like my parents and have that I do not share, and vice versa. So I mean, I really do think there are a lot of different factors that impact what people grow to become, and that's why I said that like I don't believe in this, like all men, all women, because by that logic, if someone really believes that all men are just inherently a certain way, then that has to spill into all women just to be, logically consistent with that argument. Like I get the temptation to say that it's all men because like we do see the obvious problems with men in society, but a lot of the people who will say that, oh, it's all men or male nature will also flip that to female nature and say, oh, it's unnatural for a woman to want to do anything other than, just have a bunch of kids. And, it's unnatural for a woman to be in leadership because that's not female nature, because women are supposed to be the nurturers and men are supposed to be the hunters. Like this is the problem with assigning, personality traits and ideologies to, like genetics or bloodline. Like it really, all of that is really just nonsensical to me, but that's my opinion on it.
Okay, all right, Gabrielle. Did you want to respond, Zora?
Yeah, I do, and I know Sunshine hadn't finished, so I'm gonna keep it short. But like, that's a straw man argument because I didn't say that it was a carbon copy of an ideological viewpoint. I'm not even talking about ideology. I'm talking about behavior. I'm talking about emotional makeup. I'm talking about architecture, and I'm talking about then how that informs being born into a particular society. It is in the bloodline, in my opinion, and I can go back and forth, but I'm gonna leave it there at the fact that I'm gonna say all women too, and gender roles don't have anything to do with it because those are constructed. I'm talking about the fact that we have experienced so much violence and that we haven't planned and figured out how to overthrow this thing. I'm talking about all women. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about our relationship.
What do you mean when you say like all women? What?
all women have, like, we've abdicated power in a particular type of way, and that's also in our bloodline, something that we have to either fight against or figure out how to work with. Energy. That's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean when you say we've abdicated power? I'm just not understanding that point. Like when you say all women have
Can I say something? It's like your mama is a pygmisha and your grandmama is a pygmisha, and that's all you know is that
That's
type
ridiculous.
of philosophy.
That's ridiculous. The women in my family
No,
are
I'm not talking about.
but you're saying all women. I don't
But I can say you not being willing to kind of confront the all men piece because of academic leanings. I can put that in the pick Misha box if I framed it a particular kind of way. What I'm saying is that even having an institution kind of define things when we know that the institution itself is part of patriarchy. I'm academically inclined too, but what I've always known is that my intellect is outside of that, and I'm able to, one, recognize patterns, two, put things together and know that there's no reason that we're in this position, particularly as BOK women, if we're the first people on the earth. Until we can answer that question, then it's abdicating power. That's what I'm saying.
abdicate. What are women abdicating power to specifically, though? Like what
Their
is
sons.
power being abdicated to?
Their sons. And now the power structure.
What about women who don't have sons, who don't have kids, or like only have daughters? Who are they abdicating power to?
To their sons, because when I say sons, I don't have children. I do literally mean that I do mean that BOK Lives Matter was started by 2 or 3 BOK lesbian women. That's what I'm talking about. Who privileged BOK men. That's what I'm talking about. Sons, fathers, husbands, random BOK men, whatever it is. I'm saying that we see sons in BOK men, whether or not we've given birth to them or not. I'm talking about a larger.
Like maybe you do, and maybe some other women do. That's not.
I'm going to say we can talk about a collective. You can remove yourself from the collective if you want to, and that's fine. So I'm not including you necessarily. I'm talking about, but you asked me a question about who, and I'm saying as a collective, BOK women move a certain kind of way. I'm talking about pathology. You're talking about sociology, but I'm talking about literal pathology. That I'm going to be consistent, because when I say all men, I do mean all men, meaning that there's a way that men have inherited and behave in patriarchy, no matter how good they are. Quotation. So for me, it's not a bad person.
Yeah, I don't believe in inheriting ideologies. I think you're socialized into having certain ideologies, and if you're socialized to, do that, then yeah, you do have to do the work. I don't know what Coach T means.
I think that's a patriarchal.
In the comments, Gabby, don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to that, but I'm just saying this is the problem with saying all women or all men.
Just a second. Let Zora finish her thought. Were you done? Were you done, Zora?
I mean,
let her finish, Gabrielle, and then you can respond back to her.
Because when we're talking about ideology, that kind of removes, it makes it a sterile kind of thing that I'm not talking about. Ideology is like, it's kind of almost like CBT, like thoughts come and then habits and then behaviors and habits. I'm not going down that linear line. I'm saying that the fact that we can't kind of make the link between higher learning, education, the fact that women were removed from that, and that itself is a patriarchal institution, or that we have to think down into it and talk about the intellectual part of it. I'm talking about not the thought process. I'm talking about the knee-jerk reaction. I'm talking about things like the fact that when women have sons, when women have sons, that in utero, the male fetus literally shifts the woman's brain biologically to literally be more mindful of it than the mother is to herself. And that only happens with male fetuses. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying there's biological things, and I don't care about essentialism, because at the end of the day, essentially we're in a patriarchy. How do we get there? That's the part I'm pushing back on. I'm not fair, right? I'm not saying, oh, men can unlearn, white people can unlearn. That's not my direct experiences with pattern recognition. Lets me know that if women were in a different state pathologically, this system wouldn't even be taken. We wouldn't be accepting harm and trigger having people, women particularly, remove themselves after she calls out grifters. That's what I'm talking about. So why is the system not dismantled? That's my question, and I'm on mute.
Okay. Did you want to respond, Gabrielle? I sent you a request. Okay, yeah, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Or
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. Gabrielle.
Yeah. So when it comes to women having sons, yeah, I understand what you're saying about, like, yeah, the fetus does like have those impacts that you were describing. That's like a huge reason why I don't want kids, period, and definitely would never want to have a son, for actually a ton of reasons. But I still do have to push back on this idea of all men, all women, because when you say that all men are going to have it, are, you know, just genetically predisposition to having a certain ideology, when you say that about women, you are, you know, painting all men and all women a certain way. You're not taking into account the various factors that impact a person's ideology and the decisions they make and how they move through the world. And so I think that there are plenty of women. I'm not only speaking about me, I'm saying me and plenty of other women who are not just like automatically, you know, abdicating power to men. There are plenty of women who do not do that, who, you know, are very much, you know, focused on, you know, their power, or, you know, promoting the power of other women and other girls. So this all men, all women ideology, we might just have to agree to disagree on this, because I'm never just going to, you know, believe in that, in this kind of like gender essentialist argument.
Okay, all right. Zora, you had a response?
To say about that is that I think for me, it's like I've gone through my own processes with feminism, etc. And I think for me, sometimes when we overthrow certain things, Gabrielle, specifically the piece, and maybe not you, but the piece about, okay, I've been harmed by this insistence on gender roles, right? So I'm going to throw the whole thing away and say there's no such thing as essentialism because of the way that I've been harmed around gender roles. And I'm decoupling the two. That's the piece. And I'm not talking about ideology. You keep talking about ideology. So we're not even kind of for real. We're in the conversation with each other, but not the same conversation. We're in the same book, but not the same page, because I'm not talking about ideology. I'm talking about the male fetuses as a fetus, not even born yet, who shift their mother's reality for survival. And anything that we give birth to, and we know that's what women did, and that thing is now dependent on us for survival, that shifts the dynamic, period. It just shifts it. There's no way around that piece. That's what I'm saying.
Gabrielle, you can go ahead.
I mean, I don't doubt what you're saying about the male fetus. So my only counter to that is what about women who do not have sons? Like I said, I actually do agree with you that like the male fetus does shift a woman's ideology, and like I said before, that's a huge reason why I'm child free, why I don't have or don't want any kids, and would absolutely not want to have a son. But I'm just saying there are women in the world who do not have sons. So what about them?
I think two things, and this is where theory comes in, Gabrielle. This is why I can admit to the theory part. There's two things. One, I think women sync with each other, and I mean that's factual, right? We sync generally, our cycles sync, etc. Hey Coco. And I think for me, like once there becomes a norm that the other women are bent around that norm with other women. That's one. That's my sense. The second part is that there's a book called The Sybils. Anybody who may be interested in is Sibyls, The Sybils, and it's a woman who's done research about the origin of how we even got here. And basically what she figured out through documentation, and I think probably intuitive intelligence as well, is that at some point there were a group of women who were considered the wise women called the oracles. And because they were told, these other women were told that their sons, they looked into the future and saw how destructive their sons would be. And they were told that some of these women had to unalive their sons in order for the whole community to still operate as a whole. And they refused to do that and unalive the oracle. So what I think we see is the bloodline often of women who didn't have sons but had to go with the program, if you get what I'm saying, because the violence was so bloody. I don't know if we can say it on here. It was so graphic that women learned to bend towards the son worship anyway. That's what I'm saying, women without children. Because women without children, even in the BOK community, the diaspora, wherever we are often isolated. Are we not?
Well, as someone who does not have kids, I don't really, and who knows other women who don't have kids, I don't really see us as not having kids as being isolated. I hear what you're saying about the Sybils and the women from whenever, I don't know what era, century.
When I'm saying isolated, I don't mean like me being personally isolated. I'm saying that like I've heard diaspora women across the board, wherever we are, BOK women specifically, having older women checking them about not even having children. That's what I'm talking about. Because in the child-free conversations, often they're talking about the insistence of the culture around them, whether it's their family line or not, that they should be having children. A pressure is what I'm saying. Yeah, the BOK community shuns us. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I guess maybe we just have a fundamental difference. Like, I really do think that what you're saying, I think women have a lot more agency, and I think at the end of the day, deferring power to men, being male centered, putting a male at the center of your universe, I think that that is a choice for each woman to make. And I know that there are a lot of women who do not make that choice and who are actively pushing back against it. So I guess for me, I just reject this premise that by default, all women are just like deferring power to men and that we just have no agency to not do that whatsoever. And that just might be why we're not really connecting on
You're
this.
jumping because I'm saying we do have agency and we abdicated it. It's so
I don't think we did. I don't believe that. I don't think every woman abdicated agency. Do some women abdicate agency without knowing it? Sure, absolutely. But I don't think that's true for every single woman. I think there are plenty of women who know the history of what women have been through in the world, and because of that, choose not to abdicate our agency. So,
man, you know where I think we're getting stuck because it's not the part you saying, because I think women have agency and it's about time we start talking about how we treat each other. That's what I think. But once we do that, back to Triggered's live, right? Once we start holding Black women's, particularly because that's who I care about, darlings, then all of a sudden, or how we speak to each other or how we hold each other, then all of a sudden the conversation fails. And that's the agency I'm talking about. That's what I'm pushing back against, is that we never quite get to how we are with each other in community with each other. It's always a linear hierarchical kind of archetype, especially when your feminism or your ideas are coming from an academic place. That's already a hierarchy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I
we
mean,
don't get. Go
there's
ahead.
hierarchy in a lot of areas of life, but at the end of the day, that still doesn't mean that every single woman just is abdicating her agency to a male. Like,
No, I said patriarchy. This is what I'm saying. And to men, and when I say men, I do mean the structure, right? I'm not talking about a personal male. Because again, I started out with BOK Lives Matter. We're talking about women who don't even date men, who abdicated their power. When I say abdicated power, I mean a broad stroke. Because when you center the fact that you're being unalived by BOK men, but BOK men being alive by the police becomes your center, that's an abdication of power. I don't mean personally. So even in us, in this space is different, right? We're being allowed to have this out and kind of see the difference of opinion, and people can see with it and learn and or participate in the comments. That's what I'm talking about. We don't even get here often. We don't. Do you get what I'm saying? So we don't. I'm always at women's agency. I start there. So I want to know what the H happened and what the hell are we doing? To be honest, that's my real question, because how did hell do we get here when we're more powerful? And that's essentialism, and I stand on that. We are more powerful. We're the first human beings on this earth. So that's the essentialism that I'm talking about. So when I'm saying advocating, I mean the fact that we can watch the amount of the BOK femicide, right? We can watch people be unalived and all this kind of stuff. And we haven't said, not on my watch. We haven't developed a militia. We haven't taken over. We haven't insisted that these sons, and I mean whether we have them or give birth to them or not, we knock them on the head. We haven't instilled fear in men. Do you get them? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm on something else. I'm not saying, oh, we need to study it first and come together and think about. No, I'm saying the fact that we have not had an effective militaristic guerrilla strategy for dealing with these things that we give birth to collectively. These men can't even be on this planet unless we say yes. We haven't actually done anything but try to negotiate with terrorists, whether it's academic, meaning scholarly interventions, which I appreciate because I've learned a lot from women who've written stuff, right? And I've written on my own stuff. But we have not been about that life, and we got to be honest about it. We have not. Because if we was about this life like we are for BOK women about white supremacy, one, it would look different. We're waiting on a group of men. That's the BOK part. But I'm saying at the end of the day, because we have not figured out that men are scared of us at night, because we're the real scary creatures, to be honest. We really are. Men have written about it for eons. They're scared of the mummy waters. They're scared of the one with the little snakes, the Medusas. Do you get what I'm saying? That's who they fear.
yeah.
We haven't pressed that. That's what I'm saying. That's abdication of power. That's what I'm talking about. I just wanted to take out the relationship category.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I will say, in fairness, I have seen there has been. I'm sure you've probably seen online. There's been an uptick of like women saying that we should basically just stop birthing males because of the things you mentioned, like the femicide and all the stuff that's going on. So I guess that I know that whole movement is like controversial to some people, but that could be looked at as a way of like the militant, style that you mentioned of like basically, like pushing back in the way that you were speaking.
Yeah. It's not enough though. What I'm talking about is like taking out a rent. It's Toni Morrison wrote a book called Song of Solomon, and in that book there was an organization called the Days. I'm gonna say this real mindful, okay, Gabrielle? So,
No,
don't
no,
ask me
you're fine. No,
don't ask me
please.
too many questions because I don't want to like
Yeah, no, it's
on this part itself because I don't want to like speak as radical as this idea. So I'm gonna try to hint at it, but it's gonna be direct enough for you to catch it. There was an organization called the Days, and it was BOK men, right? She made it up, but it was BOK men who every time they saw an article or any news about a BOK child that was taken out by white supremacists, basically, right? That all they knew each other was by their days. So there was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's their literal names, and they all met. So if something happened on a Sunday and a child was taken out in whatever particular way, then Sunday the man would return the favor, if you get what I mean, just because it was Sunday. If it happened on Monday, then a random the same type of crime to the same type of demographic would happen in the opposite. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not talking about not birthing them. I'm talking about when at night you see a woman walking by, men cower. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. And it's the opposite.
Okay. Where you guys y'all interchange was done. I see both of you guys' perspectives. I really do, and I definitely see Zora's perspective. It's definitely the things that Zora was saying are things that I have thought myself, like, okay, perfect example, right? Like when you said about the cowering at night when they see a woman. Um, okay, so I live in a housing community or whatever. They got all of these different walking trails and hiking trails and these like little places, like these little big old lake things where you can fish at and everything everywhere. And it's really hot where I am, so I try to wake up early in the morning to go for my daily like walk slash run. And sometimes I might be ended up doing a live and I don't get out to get early before it gets hot. So sometimes I be liking to go in the evening time right before the sun goes down. And so after I get done, sometimes I may go like drive somewhere or go somewhere or something like that. And I always see men with their dogs walking, having a great time when it's dark. Like, and I'm talking about it be dark. And where I am, it's like I said, it's a big place. So it's a whole bunch of like I said, trees and like these like fields with all these like little wildflowers and it's just a whole bunch of stuff to encourage people to be active over here, I guess. And so anywho, I always see the men walking around and I always feel like, dag, like how great it must feel to be able to be a man and walk out here in the dark because like it's a bougie area. I'm not saying that you can't have crime in a bougie spot, but more than likely where I'm at, it's just nothing's probably gonna happen. Like 99% is not nothing's gonna happen to these men walking. They're not gonna be robbed or nothing like that. So I would look at them and I would be like, I would love to do that, but I know that even though this is nice over here, something potentially could happen to me as far as a grape, even though, like I said, I don't fear like really nothing happening, but that, because even though when you have men that have some money or whatever, they still be on that type of time. And I've always wondered like, wow, that's some type of easy life that men have to in certain situations like that. They don't have to have a fear of like no woman running up to them and throwing them over there in these bushes and these fields and stuff like that and doing something to them. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that in a way, that acceptance and that passive acceptance that women do, and just I get that that is in a way an abdication of power. And even like what Zora was saying about like that the fact that there's no militia of women saying, hey, you know what? We not playing with y'all. Like that is also because there are women that, and I'm not even saying that it hasn't been me, like where you just be like, well, we'll just wait for the men to handle it. We'll just wait for the men to go ahead and stand up and do something. But then you keep waiting for something that may never or will never come. Like even in an instance where I saw like it was recently at some like gas station, these Indian men had beat on this black woman in there. And so everybody was like in the comments, like, what are the black men gonna do? What are the black men gonna do to stop this? And so they did end up shutting down the gas station or whatever and getting it closed. And it was all these black men out there, saying you gotta respect and protect black women, and you not gonna disrespect our black women. But the thing about it is that for something like that to happen, it was the women, waiting on the man's behalf. Is that kind of what you were saying, Zora? At least that's what I gathered from it. And I will say that I've seen that. And I think that what you said about actively unpacking things, I think that's something that we as all women have done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And it's because I do really believe that it's because we've been brainwashed to do that. Because that's just the way that it goes, and that's just the way that you're supposed to think of yourself as a woman, that you wait for the men to handle it or take care of it. But for me, as I've gotten older, I realized that is not necessarily something that's guaranteed. I just literally saw a video on Twitter yesterday of a man that happened in Dallas. Two men got into it. They worked at a motel, and the man sat there and beheaded that man, in front of everybody in the parking lot, and then ended up kicking the head down in the parking lot. I saw it all, and then he picked the head up. And it's like it looked like there were women trying to say, hey, don't do this, but it was people just screaming. And I think people were waiting for some type of, man to handle this. You know what I'm saying? Or even like in the situation of the girl Irina that was unalived by the black man having mental issues on the train. Like, people like, oh, well, we're the men, and I think that's just something that's just automatically yeah, I get what you're saying. That's all I'm saying. But I understand both of y'all perspectives greatly, and I respect both of you guys a lot. And I think both of you guys are intelligent women. I just saying I do understand where you coming from. At least I think so. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that as I've gotten older, I've tried to unpack that, thinking that a man is supposed to save me, especially, and I mean, not as far as relationships or whatever, but thinking that a man is supposed to save me out in public, like this big man is he's supposed to step in and protect the lady. I realize that as being a black woman, that is not true, and that more than likely is not going to happen, which is why I've been so adamant in making sure that I keep my what did Medea say? Your peace be still everywhere because of that. You know what I'm saying? But let me know if am I putting words in your mouth, Zora, or
Yeah,
is that what you
that's
meant?
close. I think the piece I'm talking about is women working with each other, because at the end of the day, it is pew pew time, right? I mean, it is carrying. That's where we at with it. It is that. However, there's also a system for, I'm sorry to say this to y'all like this, but for litigating women protecting themselves. If y'all remember the young woman who unalived her abuser. She was young. She had been abused since a young person, and then she unalived her abuser. It was a biracial woman. If y'all remember, I can't think of her name. But they threw the book at her. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they're thorough in the system. Like, she was.
Could you say the last thing that you said, Zora, one more time?
Her name was Cynthia. Thank you.
Was it Cynthia or Centoya?
Yeah. Do you remember that story, Coach T?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
What can you tell it? Because I just remember. I remember in general.
Oh yeah, she was a young lady who had a rough life. She did have a white tea mom, so she ended up on the streets with a P, and she was with a client. She had been chronically abused her whole life, but she was with a client who was being abusive, and she was 15 or something. Like, she was underage too. And she ended up taking him up out of here. And yes, they did throw the book at her. She was exonerated though by Obama, I think. But she's out now. But no, she sat down. They sat her down for some time.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying just because, BOK women are more likely to intervene. Women are more likely to intervene anyway when it comes to public violence. What I'm saying is that we haven't created anything that pushes against the fact that even as an individual, now that we're counting on the individual as you, why do you trigger or me or anybody as an individual have to be the ones who defending themselves. First of all, if men are in the space, they should be used. That's how I think. But they can't be used because we haven't set up anything, again, to strike fear in their heart, and or even if they're not used physically, that we should be walking around with the big. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they should fear that once if they defend themselves against a woman, that the system is going to penalize them. It shouldn't be the opposite. That's what I'm saying. And the fact that it is the opposite means that we've abdicated power. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I got you. Now I
Okay.
understand exactly what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I got you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate
Trigger.
all of it. And I really do. I think that, like I said, I think you're a very insightful woman, and I appreciate you. And I also believe that Gabrielle's also an intelligent woman. And I think it's so great that you guys were able to have that discussion or debate, if you will, dare I say, about your perspectives and stuff like that. And I respect it. And I think it's so great. And because I think a lot of times people act like we as Black women can't have conversations, can't have discussions, can't have debates, can't have a difference of opinion. And, I think that it's always better if you show somebody rather than you tell them. And I think that people seeing these type of discussions happen in a public platform, people will understand the beauty, the elegance, the intelligence of Black women, and our ability to be able to have conversations, deep, thought-provoking conversations that inspire each of us to think and still be empowered by each other, even if we have a difference of opinion. But let me keep going here I'll go to Coach Steve and Supervillain and then Miss Sunshine. Go ahead, Coach Steve.
I'll let Supervillain go. You can go ahead, Supervillain. I know you wanted to speak.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Supervillain.
Okay, thanks. I just couldn't be on a panel talking about all men without putting in my two pieces. You already know, Trig. And I first want to say I want to piggyback off Trig. This is why I asked y'all to tap the screen. It's free because this is literally the only space on TikTok where we can have these conversations. And by the way, hard conversations are going to be had. I'm so glad that we can have it here in a space where we are not judging each other. We can always correct each other because I believe Black women should correct Black women. And that's the only people who should correct Black women, by the way. But I'm so glad that we can come from different walks of life, have different ideologies, and still end up in the same place loving each other. I'm going to say for me, I already know I'm a misandrist, so it's automatically going to be all men. When I say all men, I absolutely believe that. That includes straight men, men who are feminine, the ones with identity crisis and think that they're women. Absolutely all men, because if I'm going to say they all participate in misogyny. And even if you don't feel that way, they all benefit from misogyny. It's almost like how maybe every white tea person may not be racist, but they all benefit from racism. It's that kind of thing. I also want to say a lot of my ideologies may not fit for women who want to be paired or still have proximity to men. And I understand that. And being in this space helped me learn that, I'm going to have to respect that boundary. A lot of things I say really are for like women who are single and want to remain single and be happy that way. So I think just us respecting each other's views, because again, Black women aren't a monolith. Our lives are not going to be cookie cutter. There's not one mode to live our lives and be happy. And I think just showing evidence how I come up here and joke and can be happy as a single woman who's a misandrist, how Trey can come up here and be happy and knowledgeable as a woman who is married, how we can all have different walks of life, different ideologies, and again, still end up in the same place loving. Zora, my sister, we already know we met from the It's All Men panels. So I definitely understand what Zora means, and it's not to offend anyone, especially women who still want to be in proximity of men. A lot of the time, our ideologies also are what keep us safe or what keep us in the type of lifestyle that we're living. I just appreciate everyone respecting each and every one of our boundaries, because just not as Black women, just as human beings, period, we all deserve our boundaries, and we all deserve to live the life the way we want to outside of harming women and children like a pick me. I do want to end by saying, when I say it's all men and I say I don't believe in good men, I believe men can do good things. I think the Chris Brown thing, and I know I said Chris Brown, and Marie's probably in the room somewhere under another page, but that's what I mean. Like, this actually message is for Marie. Marie, Chris Brown does something very well. He entertains, right? He may even be attractive to you, but he's not a good guy. Just because he can sing, which is doing something good, doesn't mean he's a good guy because he has multiple convictions of abuse and felonies. So I just don't. Well, I don't know if it's considered felonies, but he definitely has a history of abuse. I'm gonna end it with saying I love me some black women. Trig, I love coming here all the time. I'm always gonna learn something. It feels so good not to be the smartest person in the room. Haven't had that feeling for a long time, but I always feel it here. I always leave with something, so I always try to leave something here as well. To all the ladies on the panel, I love y'all. To the ones in the comments, I love y'all. To the black women out there who feel that little tingle in their heart, y'all know that's me reaching out, giving y'all a hug. Y'all work on that little black girl inside you, validate her feelings, do something fun for her. I think I'm on my way to the thrift store. I've been thrifting a lot, so just trying to work with the universe and recycle. Thank you so much, Trick, for this space. Y'all have a great day.
Supervillain, before you go, we need a little verse from Cheetah Girls.
Oh yeah, did y'all like that? Okay, hold on. We are sisters. We stand together. We make each other stronger, though we may not look the same. Our spots are different. Different colors. All right, my voice is a little cracked, so I'm gonna stop there. But definitely, I think that might be my signal song.
One bang, one sound.
Absolutely. So y'all have a great day. I love all y'all. I love black women. Y'all take care.
Bye, villain.
All right. Bye, supervillain. Hope you have a great Friday. All right, I'm gonna go down here to Coach T, and then I'll go up there to Sunshine.
Okay, thanks, Trigger, for having this space, and I love that we can exchange an intellectual discourse, because this is what we need. We need more black women thought leadership, not for us to think us out of our right minds or to trick ourselves out of being humans. I think that because we've been indoctrinated and underneath the oppressive forces of this society for so long, learning how to survive, that we have gotten so can I say HE double hockey sticks bent on being logical and making it make sense, which is important in certain parts. But we also, as women, but being human beings in a feminine form, we have the gift of discernment. We have body wisdom. We can discern when it's appropriate to be that logic minded or logic brain person, and when it's more appropriate to be more open and receptive and feeling. And that's a part, and I know as black women, we've been tricked out of that a lot, and we're told that we don't have feelings. And that's what a lot of this following these grifters is about. We've been tricked out of our own humanity and our own individuality, that we're trying to figure out who we are, and we're latching onto these avatars or this idea, or we want to be given an identity by somebody else instead of cultivating our own identities. And I think that these conversations really help us to develop our voices and develop our points of view, so then we can take our thoughts, which become our behaviors, and how we behave and how we act in the world, which determines the type of character we are, which can help us develop and build these types of relationships that we need to have as women in community and supporting one another. So thank you, Trigger, for having this space. Thank you, Zora and Gabrielle, for really being graceful and really showing us how, as women, we can walk these things down together. And it's intimidating, right? Because we're building it as we're flying this thing. This is the first time, we are mavens in this arena. This is the first time that we as black women can gather in a public space in different places at one time. And we can come together and share. So we're doing something so powerful here. And so it's so important that we respect that, and that we honor each other, and that we come into the space as whole people, and willing to be human beings, and willing to be wrong, and willing to be right, and showing up in the best ways that we can with one another and each other. And these are the moments where you give people grace. Not when people is busting you upside of the head, or that man busting you upside the head, or them people at the job is treating you wrong, or these are the moments where you reserve your grace for women, for us to come together and be in community with each other and share and exchange ideas. So we need, yes, more of this. Yes to more of this. Yes to Black women, thought leadership, being able to share with one another and put our stories out there and tell our truths, because our voices matter and we're important.
Oh, okay. You want me to go now?
Oh yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry, I had myself muted. I was talking to you. I was like, y'all was like, let's get to Miss Sunshine, and then I'm over here muted up. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Um. Okay, I want to say some. Okay, let me put my disclaimer. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I love women. I'm here for women. I'm just period, point blank. And I know that, kind of like what Super was talking about. I know everybody can't walk like me, because I'm a woman that I really feel like I don't need to be with no dude. I'm so good on my own. I'm so confident on my own. I'm better on my own. I can think better. My thoughts are clearer. I don't need penetration. I don't need none of that stuff, right? Like, I'm totally a single woman that's like independent on my own. I don't need the validation from no dude. I don't need to stroke his ego for him to stroke my ego. I just don't need none of that stuff. Like, no, and I'm not dissing nobody. Like, that's why I started off the conversation saying I appreciate women, and whatever they want to do, but just for me, I don't need that. So when I'm talking, I know that it might not be for everyone, right? So just keep that in mind, y'all. So whoever this message is for is who it's for. But back to what I was trying to say to Gabrielle, and I'm sorry if I had interjected host while they was going back and forth, but I was just saying, like, for me, I don't know if anybody else can relate, but my mama was a pygmalion, my grandmama was a pygmalion, so I had to unlearn all of that stuff. It's like a hard, our minds is like a CPU, you know what I'm saying? And we have to unlearn all of this programs that's uploaded to our CPU, all this pygmalion programming. So like Zora was saying, we hand our power over and I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I know why, but when you sit down and think about it, it don't make no sense, because we are the power, so it's like, why are we doing this? Like, we got to stop it, and learn that we don't need, I mean, that's a want. Like, having a man with you or whatever is a want. It's not necessarily a need. This is just my opinion. And also, it is DNA based, biological
I
based,
have a
because
question for you, Sunshine. Do you be in these lives a lot? Is this the first time you've been here?
no, I came to your live before when you was talking about Shannon Sharp. You
Okay,
remember?
but you don't be in here often though.
No, I be at work, girl. I be
Okay.
busy
All
and
right.
book.
No, I got you. I got you. I just wanted to say this, like, and I don't want anybody to take any offense to this, but it's just like, when, like, if I know, for me personally, in holding a space, I bend over backwards, right? To like make sure that I don't make anybody feel any type of way for however way that they view.
I don't
Like,
want
and if
nobody to
you
feel that way either, though.
uh yeah. I try my best to bend over backwards to make sure that don't nobody feel like I'm trying to encroach upon how they feel. Whether they think that, whatever they think, like what they think about men, what they think about women, what they think about a God, whether they think there is one, whether they think there's not one, whether they are pro-life, whether they are pro-choice, whether they are anything. I want black women to feel however they feel and not be shamed in that, unless it's like I said, a situation like with like Princeella or Janine, just a girl where you're actively harming, other black women, or you're pushing certain narratives. But for the life of me, sometimes I be feeling like, the way, and it could just be me, it could be I could just be a hit dog hollering, right? When people say things like, when you talk about like when, because this happened, and I feel like I need to address it now, because this happened with another black woman that I just ignored and I didn't say anything, and exactly what I thought was what it was. It was exposed, but I just not gonna say it on publicly, because there's no purpose in doing it. But exactly what I thought, what I thought she was doing was what she was doing. I just feel like if you got somebody that is bending over backwards to make sure that all women can express themselves, that just doesn't apply to the people that come on the live as black women. I'm a black woman too when it comes to me. It applies to me too. So like, if you're in the part to where you're saying like you don't want to be with men anymore, which is fine. Like if I wasn't married right now, if something happened to my husband, God forbid, I would never do it again. Just because I know that I got lucky one time. I don't believe in lightning striking in the same place twice. So I don't believe I would be blessed like that again to find someone like this. So I'm saying, like, if you say like, oh, I don't need stroking of my ego, I don't need to stroke a man's ego. I can stand on my own too, and I can see all these things, do these things. I don't need that, so I don't need a man. I feel like, what does that mean that you think about me as a woman? Do you think that that's what I need? Do you think that that applies to me? And I think that for me, respectfully, that's like hurtful and harmful to me as a person that's trying their best to make sure that I don't make anybody else feel some type of way with the things that I say. But I think sometimes I just feel like, the grace that I give to others to express how they feel and their thought processes with no judgment, I don't feel like it's given to me. And I don't like that, because that happened to me before with a woman that said a lot of the things that you said. And she was dogging me out behind my back, and she was on some type of funny stuff. And now she's no longer here. And because I really am not a hypocrite, and I really do, I just kind of allude to certain things that people will know if they were in my lives a lot. But most people that come across the live won't know who I'm speaking about, because I don't want to be messy like that. But I just want to say, like, that I'm still not gonna stop nobody from saying what they want to say, because most of the times I don't say nothing about it when certain people do it. But if people that don't come around that often, like you, Sunshine, respectfully, I be feeling like, are you trying to shade me? Are you trying to be funny? Because I don't see you here often. So it's
No,
like, what would make you feel like it would be even something that you should even feel comfortable even doing to somebody whose space that you're not even in that much? And I don't even know you like that. Because if it was other women that said it, like Supervillain or Coach T or T Scorpio or Gabrielle or Miss Chrissy Baby, PG 1908, even Zora, or even other black women that I see on a regular basis, I probably wouldn't feel that type of way. But I just feel like, to say it to in the way that you package it at, and not being here often and me not knowing you, it make me feel some type of way. And I feel like I have to say it, because normally I be silent when it comes to things like this, but then later on it be proven that I was right in what I said. So I just
no,
wanted to say that.
no. I think you taking what I'm saying wrong. I'm just talking from my perspective and what I've been through. You
It
know what I'm
is
saying?
it is just to affirm you, Trigger. It is coming across as a little tone deaf, Sunshine.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't tripping, because I normally try not to take everything personally, because I do want everybody to express themselves. And that's why when Zora and Gabrielle were having their discussion, I saw both of their perspectives. I didn't want to interject at all, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm playing favorites. So I'm trying to, oh, I'm gonna make you be quiet so this other person, like, I love all of you guys, so I just shut up. You know what I'm saying? And let y'all speak amongst each other. But it's just like, yeah, like that just made me feel a certain type of way. And yeah, because it's like, what do you think? What do you think about me? Like I said, it was like one woman told me in the chat, like, it doesn't even matter. I'm not about to go down that. This happens to me a lot. I'll just say that it happens to me quite frequently. I just don't ever say nothing.
I,
You know.
I, I apologize if I came off that way, but I was not throwing no rocks at you or nobody. I was just speaking on how I see things. and why I am come to the point where I'm at now. And the other point that I wanted to make was like how Zora was talking about how is men's biology. Before Princeella lost her mind, she used to talk about like those pre-med studies and stuff, and talking about how they what's the hormone, what testosterone, how they testosterone contribute to them being like violent and stuff. So it is biological, like that why I say it's all men. I'm not saying that they can't change. They can, but it's gonna take a lot of work. That's all I was just saying. Coming back to my original point. But no, it ain't no shade to you. I have friends that still date men, and I try to help them, navigate through it, because a lot of the times they show their whole hand, and they not, moving in a direction that they should go, because they end up with not the results that they want. You know what I'm saying? Because we just used to running on a certain kind of program when it comes to men, is what I'm saying.
All
So
right. I think I get what your thoughts are. I'll just say when it comes to like Princeella and anything that she said about like testosterone and her thought processes on men, I just want everybody to know that that lady don't mean nothing that she say, and she's not educated on anything at all, because if testosterone was the only thing that made you capable of wrongdoing, she wouldn't be out here assaulting women allegedly, like the poor young woman that came up here and said her thoughts and perspectives. So we have to know that if you get into a pigeonhole way of thinking and thinking that only one person is capable of doing something because of their gender, that's a slippery slope, because that allows you to be preyed upon somebody like Princeella, who is definitely on the same type of time as the man that she's talking about. And she doesn't believe none of this. She literally goes to all male places now, all male podcasts. I saw her doing a podcast in a barber shop with nothing but men, talking about how bad women are and how she knows that women are just as bad as men have said. So I just feel like regurgitating anything that, oh my goodness, PG 1908 said Dr. Peanut. I can't, you know what? You know how people call her Professor P? I'm gonna start calling her Professor Peanut, y'all. It should let you know that Professor Peanut doesn't mean anything that she say, because if she really felt like men were like that, she wouldn't be in spaces where it's nothing but men, nor would she be trying to be the best man that she could be right now, getting all of her clothing from the big and tall section in Burlington. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if anybody knows what Burlington is, but I'm just saying, like, that's currently where she's shopping at. So I just feel like, when you try to just not co-signing anything that she got to say, because that lady is grossly uneducated, like grossly uneducated, and I can't even believe that she's managed to make people feel like she has any type of intelligence. Like, I don't know. Let me go up here. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live, you guys, soon. So I'm gonna go up here to Monica, and then Calandra, and then I'll go ahead and end it out. Go ahead, Monica.
Okay, big and tall section at Burlington does slap sometimes. Okay, sometimes I'll be buying my brother his birthday gifts there.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's where she's shopping. Ain't nothing wrong with it. My husband tall. I be going there to get the tall stuff, the tall pants.
Man. Oh no, I did not do that. My phone is acting weird. There's water on my phone.
Okay, you want me to come back to you, Monica?
Nah, I'm cool. It's
Okay.
just it's liking my live. It's liking your live crazy, so that's a good thing. You know what? I remember when I was on my pro-black stuff, I didn't even like. I didn't even fall for Dr. Umar back in the day. Like, I'm like, yeah, he said some things that does make sense, but I do think that he was full of it. Like, and I find it funny. Like, to me, a lot of men in the pro-black spaces, they speak black but eat white, if that makes sense. Then Princeella, the only thing I could applaud her on was what she did on that one little
podcast thingamajig where it's like everybody in a circle and everybody throw red flags and they debate another person. Like, I agree with her what she said on that, but in general, she's trash. I don't know who Ashley Dalton is. Just a girl. Yeah, her husband looked like a hot mess, like a little hot mess troll. Like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's an old school movie where the kids got trapped with all those nasty looking trolls and they had snot and everywhere on in their mouth, like snot in their snot was coming down their noses and stuff. I forgot what child movie was that, but that's what he does look like. Derek Jackson. At first, I did fall for his stuff, but I find it funny that now he got caught cheating. All of a sudden, he's red pill. Now, all of a sudden, and you know what? Truth be told, a lot of men warned us about him. Like, I have realized that, like, when I really think about the comments, a lot of men warn us about him. Like, a lot of men be like, man, y'all just falling for it because he's cute, he got a nice body, but man, he's foolish. And I could tell you right there, he's foolish. He's just full of it. Like, a lot of guys was literally warning his women followers about him. And, you know, I'm sorry to say it, but they were right. They were right the whole time. Dane, she is an opportunist because I used to follow her at first. And at first, her content, to an extent, was very similar to yours. To an extent, a small extent. However, it was like, I think what happened down in Texas with the lady who got hit with a brick, it was like all of a sudden she did a 360. Like, she would like be in debates going back and forth with Etchy Sketch. And now all of a sudden Etchy Sketch is in her stuff talking about queen this, queen that, queen this, queen that, queen this, queen that, queen this, queen that. And it's like they all king. But yeah, and then what she said about I'm sorry, there's so many of us that get unalived by the police that it just combobulated. But the woman who got unalived by the police because she allegedly threw water where she didn't, she said that she deserved her unalivement. And she was an opportunist and she was a drifter. But only reason why she switched was because she made an opinion about Sexy Red. Oh, and no, super really she did, sis. And she talked hella greasy about black women. She talked greasy about black women as soon as a couple of black women got on her about Sexy Red.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say about that. Like, yeah, you just gotta follow. I said, people, follow these people for a while. Just follow them, and then all of a sudden start seeing their changes. Because that's my biggest suggestion. Like I said, a lot of people follow them. Just follow them. Watch their lives, watch their videos, follow them, and then see their switch, see their flops, see their switch. And you will not be surprised. You will not be shocked. You just be like, I just knew it. Just a matter of time.
All right. I got you, Monica. All right, let me go up here to Miss Calandra. Go ahead, Calandra.
I have many things to say about Dr. Umar, Princeella, and Dane. To be on your TikTok on social media telling people to feel sorry for a man who thought that you should be back in chains, that's just a different level of delusion to me. My thoughts on Dr. Umar, I think he's a scammer. And to be honest with you, I think he's going to have an indictment from the FBI probably in the next 5 years because people gave you all that money for that school and they say this construction hasn't been started yet. Princeella, she's very destructive to women. I don't know much about Ashley Dalton, but just the girl, I blocked her and then I I unblocked her to curse her out. That video she made about that single mom who kids unalived in her car, and for you to come on your social media platform and say that black women are homeless because they want to buy bags and because they want to buy the have 30-inch hair, excuse me, at a time when rent is $2,000, girl, what's wrong with you? For you to think that people are homeless because they want to buy a bag when a ground beef is $7, girl, buy Derek Jackson. That wasn't surprising. I don't know much about John Cannon, but I will say that red pillism is tied to conservative values. And so for me, it doesn't really surprise me when I see men like John Cannon. Red pill is all conservatism. And Dane, oh God, her Miss Puff looking behind. I don't respect her either, because for you to come on live and download the T app and host a live where you're showing men who's on there and women who have been essayed by men, dogged out by men, and for you to tell the men that they're on there, that's just a different level of sadness to me.
I mean, I definitely agree. I've been blocked by Janine, just a girl, for a long time now. And she didn't even block me because I was even talking really reckless. I just asked her questions. I questioned her reality and what she was saying. I remember she had said something like, cause she blocked me from all my pages. I remember she was saying something about how she would accept her man back for cheating, 100 times or something like that, rather than go and be with 100 men because she's leaving all these men for cheating on her. And I had questioned her and just asked her to think critically and like, hey, that's a crazy thing to think. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, she had blocked me. I forgot how I said it, but however I said it, she wasn't with it. But I'm gonna go and let Gabrielle and Zora speak again because I think everybody else spoke more recently. So if y'all want to do that, I'll start with Gabrielle and then I'll let Zora close it out and then we'll get up out of here. You had something to say, sis?
Yeah, thank you. I guess since the live sounds like it's shutting down, I just want to close out by saying that gender essentialism, as tempting as it can be in certain cases, is really not the answer. I mean, gender essentialism is what fuels the ideology that all women want kids, all men cheat, all women are meant to be nurturers. There are so many different things and factors that impact the choices, personality traits, and ideologies of women and men alike. I just want to also add that gender essentialism also fuels red pill and misogyny. I mean, gender essentialism fueled the idea that all women belonged in the home, that we shouldn't have access to things like autonomy and credit cards or be able to travel without a man because those are quote unquote masculine things to do. So I to some extent I get, like, when we look at the state of men and what a lot of them are doing and the issues with how a lot of them are conducting themselves in society, I get that there can be a temptation to say that, oh, it's all in their biology. But then if you're going to be logically consistent, the next logical step in that argument is saying that, well, women and certain traits or certain desires are, just inherent to our biology as well. Like gender essentialism, when you really get down to it and follow it logically, it always, eats itself. And in many ways, it can be an overcorrection to, the problems that we're seeing with a lot of, males in society today. So I get that not everyone's going to agree with that. And I'm not really trying to change anyone's mind. But for me, I can just never really ever get on board with gender essentialism because it is a lot of things it's a lot of what these grifters, Princeella lean into. Like Princeella has said that like all men cheat, men can't love, blah, blah, blah. But yet she says these very gender essentialist things, but yet she is defending Charlie Kirk and, other known misogynistic men. So yeah, that I'll just close out with that. I'm never ever going to be on board with gender essentialism, but I do appreciate the host having this live. I think this was great, and I really did, appreciate getting to hear, the perspectives from all the ladies here.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here to Ms. Zora. You have anything to say before we get out of here, Zora?
Just thank you, because it's something to have spaces like this, like to hold it and to be able to navigate it all the way throughout, like to hold space for differences and to be on your own rhythm. I just acknowledge that you're masterful at that. Learned a lot in that. I'm always willing to kind of talk through the idea part of it, but I do think And I missed something because I had someone come to my door, so I may have missed some part. But I will say, I'll leave it there. I was just gonna say I think it's both needed, like the kind of what we call the intellectual part and just the more raw part. Like I go between both, but I just want to acknowledge that both is needed. So I appreciate you being able to hold space for both. That's it.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Like I said, you guys, I will always try my best to do this. You know, like I said, I'm not perfect or whatever. I'm just a lady on the internet, you know. But I do try my best to you know, have a space for you guys to express your opinions. You know, agree, disagree, whatever. Just because I just feel like it's so, like we're silenced all the time in real life. You know, it's been so many times in my real life I have felt silenced. I mean, even like trying to go return something and how people try to play you and how you feel like, you know, you might need to you got to kind of tamp back what you want to say, because then they gonna try to call you the angry black woman and other things. So I just feel like it's just always the black women need some type of space to decompress where they can be around women that are like-minded and can like have debates and discussions and not have to worry that everybody just gonna cuss you out or call you the B word or tell you to shut up or drop you or block you or whatever. And that's just all I'm trying to do. Like I said, I hopefully I'm doing a good job for you guys. I do care for all of you guys. I do love all of y'all, especially my ladies that always be in here. I do pay attention. Sometimes I might not mention everybody by name, but I trust and believe I know everybody who be in here a lot. I be knowing. And I appreciate y'all. I feel like I said before, I feel honored and blessed that y'all would even take the time out of y'all day to even feel like y'all want to come in the space that I'm at and express yourselves. I really do greatly appreciate it. And I am highly honored. And I honor you guys. I respect you guys. I think that, like I said, when I say that I think that you guys are very intelligent, insightful, beautiful, elegant, amazing, special women, I'm not just saying that to say it. I really, really mean it. I honestly mean it. And I will try my best to never, like, you know, make y'all distrust me or break y'all trust or disrespect y'all or even allow anyone else to do so. And I just want to say that I appreciate y'all and I hope that y'all have a great weekend. And I'll try to come back tomorrow, but I don't know, because I gotta get back to working back on my book again, and because these lives been distracting me, y'all. I got to get back to doing what I'm doing so I can hurry up and finish it. But I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all later. And I hope y'all have a great, 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 great
Thank you,
weekend.
Sugar. We love you. Bye.
Bye. And thanks so much, Coach D. I appreciate you too,
Love
sis.
you, sis.
All right, I see y'all. Thanks so much, Monica, too. I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all know how I feel about y'all. All right, bye.